This is coming to your old school. 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 Listen on down now. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Listen on down now. Get down. 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 This is coming to your old soul. Listen on down now. This is coming to your old school. We'll bring it to you old school. Get down. Listen on down now. Bring it to your old school.
You're listening to F.N.W.R. Radio with Rain here. Enjoy the show. Have a great time with your host, Rain.
I had my mic muted. How's it going, everyone? Rain here. Kind of was running behind schedule a little bit. Hope everyone's doing good. Father Allen, Mr. XRP, free me, right guy. What's up? What's up, everybody? What is up, good people? Rain here. I don't know if you guys are still here, but maybe you are. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week. Freaking crazy trying to keep up with reality. I don't know about you guys. Let's see here. Hold on just a second. Get some music going.
Destination unknown. Where are they taking me? What could this all be? A dream? A nightmare? Does anybody really care?
Yeah, so that storm, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it did what I guess the dark side would want, right? Like, it didn't smash anything yet that I know of. That storm on the East Coast, right?
Walk me down this crazy road of life.
It's crazy. I was hearing some other stuff about that storm too, that it might be actually disrupting plans that were planned. So, meaning that it was a good thing that the storm was there. Kind of interesting how stuff works.
Destination unknown.
Alan says a hurricane swell can't even sever my neck. My neck is killing me. Been looking at the amazing waves. Right. Right on. Yeah, you know, like you could either focus on the bad stuff or look at the good sides of things, right? I mean, that storm honestly was looking pretty bad, dude. It was looking like a monster. I guess it's gonna hit Maine. Am I right?
What's it all mean?
At least live it right. Right on, Freakney. I appreciate that, man. Coming by, supporting the stream. Right on. Appreciate you. Jungle. What's up, Rain X? What is up with you, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Down in SoCal, holding it down. You holding it down there?
Yeah, my
hope so.
But I'm going to make the best of this life.
Alan says he can't surf.
I could have died.
You used to surf? Right on.
Few times. Some reason.
Yeah, surfing's crazy, man. I was watching. It was earlier in the week. They had people getting swept up by the rip currents out there on the Florida side. Getting over the vid. Yeah, I had something. I don't know. I don't call it that, but I had something. It was what, 2 weeks ago or a week ago, something like that. Time just keeps flying by, but yeah, I had something that was rocking my world for a couple of weeks, man. And I fought it off. You know, I fought that sucker off. Hold on a second here. One sec. One sec. Real quick. Nerdy X, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I hope you feel better, Jungle. I don't know how bad you had it, but it definitely wasn't nice. You know, and the funny thing is, I don't know if the music's too loud. Can you guys hear the music? I don't know if it's too loud or not. But yeah, I don't remember in my lifetime where people were getting sick, getting the flu and cold and stuff in the middle of the damn summer. Right? Obviously, you move towards it, you know, into the fall, or we're at the end of summer, and then, you know, right there at fall. So I get that, but all right, cool. I appreciate that, Alan. Love the feedback. Yeah, I don't remember it. So like, you know that this is out of ordinary, and you know games are being played. We know what's up. That's all I got to say about when I got sick recently, and I've been still having like some congestion and stuff, and a couple other signs, you know, whatever. But I've been fighting it off. What I did spot, what was it the other week before I got sick, was at nighttime. It was moonlight. I said this on my last stream that I saw them putting crap in the clouds. We'll just say, right? They had stuff they had in the sky, and it was in the clouds, and it forms like lines. You kind of get what I'm getting at without getting to the the word crux of it, right? And then soon after that, because I'm all yep, they're spraying stuff up there, trying to hide it in the nighttime, right? And then boom, not long after that, I ended up getting sick. Yeah, right. Oh, fever. Wow, in waves. Shook it off within 2 days. Right on, man. Yeah, just got to keep the immune system strong. Biggest thing I could offer is or advice. I'm not a doctor, but it's a powder drink called Emergency, and I was suggesting that during 2020 to everyone. I was like, wash your hands, keep your stuff clean, keep things clean, keep your hands, eyes, fingers, whatever, out of all your orifices, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and take your zinc, which that's what's in the emergency powder drink, which is also like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. It has other stuff too. Send me the link. I'll send it to you right here, bro. You wanting to come on the show? Is that what you're saying? Yo, Nerdy X, you want to come write it down? Yo, you want to come write it down? Write it down. Write that down. XRP gets good news, and it didn't dump today. Oh, well, when you gotta make sure Alex Cobb stays off the freaking streams. It always dumps when he comes on the streams, right? Isn't that like the little jinx? Right on, Dirty. Yeah, I have quite a bit of stuff, man, like that I've been gathering through the week. That's usually how we do it. And some of the stuff I don't know if I can show, but I'll probably wait until a little bit later in the show to show. I think that is a good thing to do, like not right out the gate, especially if they're in here watching. Those mofos are watching. Oh, Shavo, sorry, bro, I missed you, man. I missed you. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday from Shavo Mofo. Happy to have you, bud. I appreciate you coming out. Yeah, if you guys can X this out, if you guys can tweet this out to your ex, X this post out or exit out. Yeah, not exit. Don't leave. Yeah. Just kidding, guys. I'm going to switch that music up. All right, so yeah, you're listening to Rain Here Radio. Sorry for the mistake. You're listening to F.N.W.R. Radio with Rain Here, with musical performances by Rain. Sophie, how's it going? Right on, Sophie. Yeah, I put some work in, gather up all my tags on X with my X. No, just kidding. All right, so Nerdy's wanting to come up. Let's bring Nerdy up. We're gonna turn this music down a little bit. I don't know how loud it is. Yeah, I don't know the volumes. Haven't figured that out yet. Let's see, real quick. All right, so we're gonna put the link in the chat so we get, if people want to participate, then yeah, we're gonna do that. But we do have a lot of stuff to show and talk about. All right, I got the link in there. Nerdy X, what's up, Sean T? Sean T usually likes to come up. Jungle, what's up, good person? Hope you were feeling better. Yeah, Sean T. Exactly. What's up, good person? Sean T here, real quick. Island Ghost Stephanie, how about those aliens? What? Oh, we got Sean T in the house. Oh, we got Nerdy X in the house. Wayside Soldier in the house. Aloha Ring. Hey, I appreciate you, Wayside. I appreciate everyone showing up. I know not everyone could, always hang out or whatever, but just the fact that you would come show up on a Friday night, spend a little time with us is really appreciated. Trying to rebuild this channel from the bottom up, from being ousted, from being banned, from being shadow banned to being straight up outright banned. And now we're back. Guess who's back? Rain is back. All right, I don't know what happened, but you guys aren't in the... Oh, hold on. Maybe this is it. Is that what I needed? Hey, this thing isn't changing on its own. I don't know why. How's it going, guys? You guys hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
All right, hold on. Just a second here.
Hey.
How about the music? Is the music in the background, is it too loud, guys?
It's okay.
No, I don't hear any music. I don't hear any music.
You don't hear any music?
No, because I'm in StreamYard.
I hear it, but it's not that loud.
All right.
What up, Sean Squared?
What's up?
I said, what up, Sean Squared?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, he says game time, dude. It's game time, right? Like
yeah.
we are in the storm. So when my computer did an update, right? Did the Windows update, and I kind of held out on it, didn't do it for a little while, and then it did it on its own.
Yeah.
And when it came back on, the wallpaper that popped up was a field. And I don't know if you guys had the same thing, but with this big storm sitting there in the field, black and dark brown, or not brown, black and gray and clouds, right? And it made me really think of, we are literally in the storm.
Oh yeah.
You guys feeling it? Oh, what's up? Oh, what? You think you show yourself? Oh, you think you can show yourself? You think you can show yourself? What is up, good people? Rain here. We've got Lou Dog. Lou Dog's hanging out.
What's up, the jungle? What's up, Alan? I saw them in the chat.
Appreciate everyone. Matter of fact, let me get the chat back up here. Oh, Alex Yee. Yeah, so my tags are working. My tags are working, dude. Like, put the work in.
Alex Yee.
Rock looking into XRP and not BTC. Alex Yee. BlackRock. Oh, BlackRock.
Yeah. Who else is in the chat?
We got Wayside Soldier. We got Island Ghost Stephanie. Alex Yee. Old school. We got XRP bags just popped in. We got Sophie Rye Guy. We got Father Island. Wow. Jungle, which you already knew was here.
Wayside.
Quite a few people.
Island Ghost. Awesome.
Oh, Shavo Mofo popped in. I don't know if he's still here.
Shavo.
We got XRP Free Me, but I think he said he had to go to bed. So, Wayside Soldier from Hawaii. Oh, we got Mr. Connector. Dude, what is up, dude? He's all Mr. Connector here. Dude, what's up, man? Like, been a long time, dude. Been a long time. Been a long, lonely time. Like, these are people. There's a lot of people coming in because I tagged them. I obviously don't. I don't get any. I don't get seen unless I show some love and throw some tags out there. So a lot of people showing up here, man. That's awesome. Notorious. What is up, man? I appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome, man.
You know what?
Hey, Rain, you know what's crazy is that I didn't get a notification that you were on. I had to search for you tonight.
I was about to say that.
Go ahead. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if I don't put that extra effort in and know everyone's freaking Twitter or X, I will have no one show up. It's just a fact. So, we'll break on through to the other side like we did in the original days of Rain, Rain here or whatever. Actually, it was
but I was on YouTube on RSBN watching Trump speak, and in DC, and then I was like, oh shit, it's after 9 o'clock. Let me see if you're on. So I went to my main page, and then I had to search, and then I found your name at the top, clicked on it, and said you were live, and I was like, okay, cool. But I got no notification, which is weird.
So do you normally get notifications?
Oh yeah, I used to all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. You might have to click that bell for like all.
I'll check it later.
I imagine if the bell isn't clicked for all on YouTube, that maybe you might not get the updates that way. But also, if they're shadow banning me, then you probably won't get it. I remember. So my original channel, what would happen is people would get the notification on Saturday that I was going live.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for Friday. I'm telling you, guys, I was telling people about shadow banning before people even knew what the hell the word was, right? What it even meant. Like, and a lot of people probably thought I was making shit up, man. Like, just trying to get attention. Yeah.
No, Rain, let me tell you how real this is. So I've been in Twitter Spaces all day. I was supposed to take my dad out to do a special thing for his birthday. It didn't work out, so I've been at home. So I've been on Twitter Spaces all day. And all the spaces were about of the people that I follow was how the algorithm has changed so much that in the Twitter universe, there's code written that even some of the engineers can't see. Is called ghost code, and it's called ghost banning. And it's still a real thing, even though Twitter is supposed to be one of those places where you can talk freely. So if all that's going on Twitter and they're starting to figure it out now, and we're like, what? How many months after Elon bought it? Now on YouTube, it's even worse.
Right.
It's always been there.
Right. Yeah. It like you said, like Elon found all kinds of stuff, right, that was hidden in the background, and they had the AI where it was like kind of, I think it was even like laying dormant, kind of like a virus. You know what I mean? Like maybe before they got out of there, the engineers like started putting things in the system to make sure that, because they knew what was coming, right? They could probably see the writing on the wall. Ralph Cooper, what's up?
Did you see that NSNBC or was it MSNBC or CNBC, something like that? The lady, she was on there. She's all panicking, bro. She's like, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna break. These MAGA people, this country's going down, bro. They're full of panic mode, bro. They know it's game over.
What's up, Father Allen?
What's up?
Yeah, they are
Alan?
truly panicking. Like if you are not awake, right? Like if you're just like totally leaning left and you're gobbling up all the gobbledygook, you will believe everything they're saying, right? Because there's a lot of people that do believe everything they're saying. So in their world, everything's going according to plan, but yet it's the opposite. Everything's going according to plan for the other side. Which, and I won't say just like the right or whatever. I will say for humanity and for the world, right? Like the good guys are actually winning, and it is sometimes hard to see that. What's up, Alan?
What's up, Father Allen?
Yeah, you're muted. You're muted. I can unmute you. Here, hold on. There you go. Oh, I muted you. Sorry, you're unmuted. You're on now.
All right, perfect. Yeah, another good bullish day. We finally get potential BlackRock news, and we didn't dump. Hey, usually when we get good news, it dumps for XRP. So we got back over 50 cents, which was kind of nice to see today. It's crazy.
I'm so done with the prices, right? Like, I just cannot wait till we get over the hump and the bottom is like $100. Or when you've seen the glitches, what was it? It was actually not the glitches. It was the Masked Singer, right? When they had that one little skit, and then it had the people that did the frame by frame, and the low of the day was like $3,800 on the chart for XRP on that skit. The high was like 99,000 or something crazy, or 98,000. So like we get to those kind of days because back in the day, Bitcoin was $100, right? So or less, right? So that it's very possible. And I do believe that XRP has the potential to have Bitcoin prices as it goes up. And I do remember $3,800 Bitcoin. So if that's a low of XRP, man, wow, wouldn't that be insane?
Bro, the day that Bitcoin hit like 60, 70,000, I was like, wow, is this real? Can this really happen? It is like, it freaked me out. I had like some serious FOMO. And then it just like, it went down. He's in the news. All the news broadcasts were telling everybody, oh, go buy Bitcoin at 60K, blah, blah, blah. Everyone was dumping money. And then boom, it went back down to 30. I was like, God. So I think all of that was just a test, man. They're getting ready for the XRP real bull run, where it's like, I don't know, could be 10K, could be 100K, could be something. But if Bitcoin can hit 70, I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. And that's without everyone jumping on, right? Like, if they get it to where the regular folk can actually invest, whatever it is, maybe 10% or less of their total investment, that changes the whole game right there, right? Like, because the last big boom we had, I will say that there was stimulus involved in that. A lot of the stimulus, right? It boomed Dogecoin. It boomed a lot of different tokens, Shiba and SafeMoon and all these other ones. So rather than that kind of a catalyst, more of a natural one is needed. And then obviously BlackRock, they're gonna knock it out of the park. I'm not a fan of them, but the whole custody thing and all those things that need to happen, they're actually happening. And I was looking into Fortress. I do want to talk about that a little bit because I remember they were talking about NFTs. And it's not like NFTs I would think of automatically would be like art, right? So it's real estate, and titles and different things. So it's like, everything that's been talked about for years is now actually becoming reality. And it's being, and the Fortress thing, I see it as it's being put under the wing of I think it's a good company. A good, like, I would call it a white hat company, meaning that they're trying to do good things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got.
What do you guys think? Now, what do you guys think about Fortress? I know it's been talked about a lot, but
I think they got the licensing agreements. That's what we're waiting on. We've been waiting on regulations. So a go around against what the SEC is trying to do with stifling innovation is to actually go and get the licensing that they need to actually move this money across borders. And in the United States, that's why we got like what 30 licensing states already that Ripple has now with this new Medico deal. I mean, Medico has, you know, agreements all over the world. You know, MoneyGram was like the entryway. They've been using their license agreements in every country already. So there's really nothing left. It's just institutional money's ready to come on board now. And I think that Bitcoin ETF is just a direction for the retail investor to focus on, while the big money comes in and scoops up the XRPs and whatever other tokens, XLM, XDC, so they can on-ramp $18 trillion into the market, scoop up the real assets that they want, dump on the retail investors buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, the shiny gold that's fake gold that they're trying to focus on, and not the real assets that are going to move money across borders. And eventually, I believe that all these other tokens that are going to get smashed by the real adoption of the technology, because we're going to go into a utility-based bull run. If it doesn't have utility, it's going to go away. It's not a matter of anything but competition. We're at the competition phase of the game right now, and those that jump on board in this competition phase are going to be the successors. You know, that's why we witness a lot of innovation early on in the beginning of the dot-com era, and some of those companies suffered for a while, and then they made it. But they had to go through like the burn and fire and get purified, and you know, they were adopted into this technology that we're working with now, and this, you know, web the way it went, exactly how it went. So I think we're kind of witnessing not exactly a repeat, but a rhyme of what essentially happened kind of really back when the dot-com era started. We're seeing all these technology companies emerging. Some are going away, like Solana. Like, I mean, that was one of the most profitable looking technologies back in the last bull run. Look at it now. It's like they're dropping all kinds of things, and it's not really moving like a lot of the other tokens that end up making it, and they're here now in this end of the bull run.
You know what's
in the bear market, I meant to say.
You know what's interesting though, that, you know, because you had the .com thing, right, and how it bursted, and it did hurt the whole internet craze just shortly, right? But it's funny because we're seeing the same thing with the crypto craze, right? Like you had the whole crypto chaos and all these corrupt companies, which, as the .com deal was just a lot of hot air and a lot of ideas, right? And then they were like promoted to the venture capitalists or whatever, right? So yeah, you have it's repeating.
Meme coins.
Yeah, it's repeating. So there's a lot of that. And hey, look at the companies rose out of that. It took a while for that, but we're moving at faster paces now. Crypto is going to do things way faster. And then obviously 2020 really advanced everything forward. Whether you like 2020 or not, it advanced everything forward. You know, whether that was good or not, right? Like, just reality.
One thing I want to say is about how you mentioned real estate. BIS, Bank of International Settlements, Project Marina, is exactly that. It's how to not only send funds from one bank to another, but also how to transfer the title from one person to another.
Wasn't Proppy working on the same thing for like the last 3 years or something? Did they make any progress on that?
Yep.
I haven't really
They made a little bit
any further, but I know
Proppy
they
made
were
a
one of the
little bit.
innovators of that, because they were really trying to work on the XRPL since the beginning. So I'm not really sure. Maybe they actually had a part of that. Do you know anything about that, Nerdy? Did they have any kind of partnership agreement?
Oh.
No, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was going to say they made a little bit of progress. I think that what happened was they were able to be successful in like test trials, but they ran through a lot of regulatory hurdles. Because remember, Proppy was operating before while XRP or Ripple was in the lawsuit. So I think they had to, pare down things, and they might, have started to ramp up since July 13th of this year to see what's possible.
I like the on and off ramps with the Uphold. Sorry, Sean, keep going.
No. So what I was going to say is I'm not trying to derail the conversation, but I would like the next topic to be about Steven Marriott.
Who's that?
And he's one of the guys at Ethereum that did a speech years ago that was like, I was the guy that was tasked to make sure that the Ethereum people stayed out of jail by getting regulatory clarity from the SEC for Ethereum. But that's what I've been focused on all day. But finish this
yeah, heard
conversation
that.
first. No, I was going to say finish this conversation first.
Yeah,
You're saying you were watching that in
sorry, my
Spaces
computer
all
was
day?
dying.
Hold on. I'm bringing something up real quick. Hold on. Real quick.
Yeah, it was in Spaces and on just Twitter in general.
All right, so just real quick. Let's hold on a second here. I wanted to pump it up a little bit. And this particular thing I want to show real quick, has actually hit number 4 on the Billboard charts.
Oh yeah, yes, I saw that today too.
So check it out. So this is my take. This is my take. Like, regular folks are breaking the norms, right? People are standing up. We're doing it through crypto. We're doing it through politics. We're doing it through just voicing our opinions online. And people are doing it through music. And I'm going to tell you what, you could spend millions of dollars on someone and they still might not ever do this and hit number 4 on the Billboard. So let's show some love to this right here real quick, and just get them vibes high, right? Let's do this.
How to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Latinos for Trump. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm happy stand up next Americans to you and defend her still today. We all gotta unite. No doubt, I love this land. I guess I'm mad. God bless the U.S. Go and raise your hands if you're tired of this shit. Everything the body touch, boy, you know it turn to shit. Got clowns lining up for their 6 booster. Bring back mean tweets, sheet gas, Trump's moolah. Let's address the elephant in the room. The unvaccinated ain't dying, boy, and that's the proof. America's quarterback exposing the deep state. We know they rigged another one. Shout out to Kerry Lake. When you post the truth, they give you 30 days on Facebook. Liberals tagging Zuckerberg, crying, got their feelings hurt. When you lie to the government, they give you a felony. But they lie to us patriots, political enemies. Yo, it's time to unite, we gotta fight. Yo, it's time to unite. Your enemy is not halfway around the world. They locked us down, destroyed your business, forced the mask on us. Your enemy used the virus to divide all of us. Your enemies white, black, and brown, it's time to unite. White power. Your enemies white, black, and brown, just keep up the fight. Black power. Your enemies white, black, and brown, we all alike. Brown power. Your enemies here. Together we Americans. United we Americans. The media steady lying on Donald Trump. Uncle Trump. If Trump actually did all the things he's accused of doing, he could run as a Democrat. Trump Latino. Black and American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Yeah, sorry.
The Great Awakening is happening.
Can I add some context to that?
Please add something, because I just want to keep the vibes high. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the funny part. At the beginning of that song, I think the country singer's name is Lee Greenwood. He's a country singer. And every time Trump comes on stage, that song is played. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
And so they introed the song with the Lee. I believe his name is Lee Greenwood. Don't quote me on that. Is that's how they started the song off. Now, remember, that song you just played, that's their 3rd song that was been introduced. And I believe that the song we just saw was not, the song you saw was not the, Oh, the song you saw was. I'm sorry, my daughter just came home. The song you saw was not the one that's number 4 on Billboard. I think it was the other, very, very first one they did. Um, but contextually speaking, this band is blowing the hell up. And so I was just like, holy crap. They're going to catch so much air, catch so much high vibes that it's going to be insane by the time we get into the full election season as the primaries, really, really heat up. We get to the more debates, pick a primary. And I think the first primary in the States is like in January. I think Trump is going to catch so much air that it's going to be insane. It's going to be like unprecedented. Over.
Yeah, I
Nice.
agree. Anyone else have any input?
What's up, Ralph Cooper? Yeah, I think there's a change coming, man. I mean, even Brad like spilled the beans kind of and said, I mean, let's say he is spilling beans. Let's not speculate completely. Yeah, garlic.
You talking about garlic bread? Garlic bread?
Yeah, garlic bread. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I mean, he's straight. Oh, well, there might be a change, if he still runs. It's like both comments in one sentence. I love it. The way he did it was pretty strategic, and you can't directly go ahead and say it if you know what I mean. I think that's kind of where the 2-sentence thing came in, if you know what I mean. If you get the gist of what I'm saying.
So, like I said, when I could get a word in edgewise on the XRP boardroom, which has gotten very hard to chat on that one anymore. But I try to tell everyone that, basically, they had met with Trump, right? They were in the White House. They made deals with Trump during that presidency. So when you do that, you become the enemy. So they went from working for the deep state, which the deep state thought they had him right in the bag because they'd been working with him forever. And then boom, then they're in the White House making deals with Trump. So that's why they came after him like they did so hard, because they weren't playing ball anymore. And you could see they're rebellious. And I even have it on my Twitter, that one statement they have, which I could read it real quick. Let me see, let me find it. And it's hold on. And it says, when a scrappy financial startup takes on a web of corruption and betrayal to bring instant payments to the masses, they learn that the cost of disrupting the status quo is higher than they could ever have imagined, forcing them to decide between their vision and their survival. Sounds like a freaking movie to me, man. What's up, nerdy?
What's up, bro?
What you got?
How you doing? Man, everything's happening, man. It's like everyone's switching networks, everyone's upgrading their networks, everyone's switching their tokenomics, everyone's just changing. This is happening. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
The good thing is,
go ahead.
One good thing is like we're seeing more politicians and more senators and stuff actually starting to speak up because they realize that the people have had it. I was watching this one guy. I forgot who his name was, but he was saying how there's something like a de-stress and like a stress zone, like a level thing. I was listening to Nino, and he said there was some guy there that was talking about that. And I watched his whole interview. He has like one on Rumble, and on the basics, what he was saying was there's a scale of there's like a tension scale of how much tension there can be in a certain point in time, and when it's to depress that tension so you can keep people in the loop. And then he was talking about event scales and how 9/11 was like on the third scale of drastic events or something like that. And he said like the coming up event will be like on a 13. It will be like really, really extreme, something so drastic that it would wake people up. So I was like, okay, that's cool. It makes sense. I was actually went down the rabbit hole and I was looking into Shemitah, the Jewish month of the holidays and stuff, and how their cycles go. Their cycle is like a 7-year cycle, and each cycle matches the stock market. So you can literally coordinate the Shemitah time to when the markets drop, and it's happening. And then there was a CNBC lately. Yeah, it is biblical. It honestly is biblical.
Yeah.
I was into this lady, and she was saying how like she was showing the people how like in the chart the market right now is not normal, and we're ready for a downturn. And she basically gave people the heads up, and I don't think a lot of people caught it. So it's really 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 exciting because it is truly biblical. I don't think people really understand that. Like a lot of people veer away from religion and veer away from any kind of talk like that because they think it's like whatever, like superstitious or whatever. But in reality, that's exactly what dictates our universe and our reality. So it's like you can't really veer away from it. It's like trying to not admit like gravity exists when it does exist. It's the same concept. So it's like the people that run the world, they know that we're on this biblical cycle and something's about to go down, and it's going to be so massive where we're going to like a global system where it's not just the uprising of a country, it's the uprising of the world. And that's like, it's so exciting, honestly. It's very, really, really exciting to be alive.
It is, right. And back to what you were saying about the every 7 years. Well, the funny thing is, you're right. Like the stock markets, if you look at them, it's a bust and boom and bust every 7 years or so, or close to that, right? And we're overdue. Yeah. Well, the thing is, so you know how everything's backwards or everything's upside down? They take everything, they twist it, right? They take the cross and they turn it upside down. They take the star, they turn it upside down. Everything's upside down. Yeah. So basically, rather than every 7 years is supposed to be a crash, right? Like you can predict it because it's been controlled. Well, it's not supposed to be that. According to the Bible, it's the slaves were released and the freaking debts were released every 7 years, guys. Biblical. That's what the whole Jubilee is. That goes back to ancient times. Right. So when people had slaves and they had debt, and so if you think about it, in a way, it ties to the bankruptcies. Think about it. Yeah. Every 7 years, you can file bankruptcy, right? Correct. Think about that, guys. Why? Because it's biblical, and they know that they're crashing the markets, so that's why they don't ever change anything, right? And now they just make it to where it's like, oh, you got to take some lessons, and you got to learn how to manage your money, but yet the government doesn't want to do that, but the people need to do that before they can pass their bankruptcy, right? Isn't it ironic? The 7 years, right?
Well, the 7 years is in the Jewish faith is called the Shemitah. Every 7 years, you get like a debt jubilee.
We're in a super Shemitah right now.
Shemitah, my friends.
Right? Shemitah. And it's ending, so it's perfect timing, man. I mean, coming into the Bitcoin halving and right at the same time, I think things are just definitely lining up. I don't think we're going to get a crazy like $1,000 XRP moonshot from this Shemitah ending, but I mean, it could be the start of some bull market like that last 2 years, though. That's what I'm really hoping for. I mean, that would be better. This overnight XRP theory, I don't know, man. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's going to be like overnight. I think we're going to get a fake out pump, like $5, $10, shake a bunch of people out. Them institutions can really scoop up. They can unload with some Bitcoin ETF, get money in the market, bring in them trillions of dollars. Let's go, baby. I'm wanting it. Bring in them trillions, crash the market back down after like $5-10, buy up that XRP, and now they got the bags that they want, and then pump that shit to the moon, and have real solid, real stable price. But the main thing that I'm seeing is that nothing else can offer, and why I think a lot of these tokens will end up going under the side chains is XRP has the escrow. They can literally, that's instant value, instant liquidity. When the whole market goes to zero and we do have a reset, where is the money when you have a reset? Where is the liquidity? That's going to be the thing. That's the only liquidity that anybody could truly provide right now. If everything went to zero right now, XRP could say, okay, we didn't sell all of our tokens. Half of the supply is locked up in an escrow.
Hey, I got a better
pin
theory.
Drop. Anybody else got a better explanation how you could literally bring back liquidity and value to the markets other than that?
I got a better theory. Real quick.
No, go ahead, Sean.
Real quick theory. No, what I was going to say is that here's a better theory. You get BlackRock or somebody else to get the Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin's at what, 25,000? Let it run up to 50, right? Double your money. XRP still at 50 cents. Then when XRP gets whatever it needs to get, the big boys will be happy to buy XRP at $100. They'll be happy.
Did you say
to
the
trade
bit boys? The bit boys or the big boys?
He said
No, big BIG,
institutions.
notorious BIG. They'll be happy to buy XRP at $100, right? If they'll or cheaper. They'll be happy to buy. Imagine trading a $50,000 Bitcoin for XRP at $100. How much could you get? Right? So you go from doubling your money to 5 to 10x your money to maybe 20x your money. And so that's why nobody cares about prices on anything. And then the big boys can make some serious freaking cash. We're talking trillionaires will be made. We'll be happy to be millionaires or multimillionaires. And that's how it's going to go. And then as a multimillionaire, we'll still be looked upon as, you know, freaking charlatans and freaking scum.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was wanted to say, like, if you really think about it in a large perspective, like if you were to really like super zoom out from the time of when like from the time of like Christianity to the time of today, nothing has really changed. If you really think about it, nothing has really changed, man.
Except
And
technology.
what's about to change and what has changed and what is the catalyst to the change is blockchain, is AI. That is something that has never occurred. So this is like a major shift of like not just like the world but humanity itself, of where we're entering like the next era. Like this is where space exploration comes in and all that other good stuff comes in, because I mean the people are at the boiling point. I mean, we had the pandemic, we had all the riots, we had all the political garbage and carousel and all that other garbage. Like, there's nothing else you can throw at the public that's going to surprise them. That you gave them alien info, and they're like, okay, cool. What do you want me to do with that? If you have a society come to that point, you need something bigger because you've completely lost control at this point.
Yeah, I think it's more.
Did you guys see the alien that they made a cake out of it? I swear to God.
But I have. Oh, hold on. Let Wayside chime in real quick. Wayside, go ahead.
Hey, hello everybody. I just wanted to come on and say happy Aloha Friday. Hope everything is all good out there. Everybody's safe, feeling well, and happy as ever.
What's up, bro?
Right on. Who was talking? Was it Alan was going to say something?
Yeah,
I lost my. Oh, what? I mean, we're not done with the agenda. I'm just going to tell you, like, blue beam is coming, like, much better clarity. You know what I mean? That was just like the, you know, drop the little hint of what, you know. I can't say too much. But everybody kind of knows. We're all enlightened on what the hell's going on. The thing is, the masses don't know, and that's the scary part. You know, I look how bad they panicked when we were told to put masks on. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see them again around my area, like people wearing them again. It's like, did you guys not learn anything?
Hey, some people didn't fucking stop wearing them where I live. Some people didn't stop wearing them, dude. Okay?
Just fart. What you do is you get around them and you just fart. And you say, oh, you can smell that? Oh, okay.
Can you smell what the rock
is cooking? Man. I better put one on. You know what I'm saying? And just breaking down the ridiculous of these people. Okay, so I'm not going to go on a rant, but it's like, we have to be kind enough in our heart to tell them and educate them in a polite way and not shun them, because if we don't get people on board, we don't wake people up, we don't do anything, we're going to be dealing with the same crap. So
you can lead the horses to the water, but you can never make them drink.
Correct.
So, you know, the whole problem is the information is out there for people to know. The internet is a vast of data that's been collected over the years, and it's so retarded that Nowadays, you can go and find out who's the top 10 investor of any company.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not even looking into what are the actual business plans of all of these companies, of the power of the incumbents that be, so they say. So, this is all a war on information. That's what
Mm-hmm.
it is. Everybody needs to have an open mind, like I keep saying.
Hey,
Yeah,
Wayside,
yeah. What's up?
Wayside, I got an example for you.
What?
So the house next door to me is corporate owned, right? It's a rental, and the company is called Progress, which I find interesting in and of itself. But here's the crazy part. I'll talk to a guy that was like an inspector, and I said, okay, so Progress owns this house. He says, yes. I'm like, well, who owns Progress? And he said a name called Printium. So I looked up that company. It's a freaking Wall Street company along the side of BlackRock or Blackstone. And they're
Exactly.
like the second biggest or third biggest holder of residential real estate in the country. And I'm like, Jesus, this is happening right next door to me. So I'm like,
Yep.
wow,
Yep.
it's happening.
Nice.
Yeah, so the tokenization of real estate, right, and titles and paperwork, right, like that the state or the county or the city would have, all those type of things, they're going to be huge, guys. Like
Tokenized.
it's endless, basically, and tokenizing everything the way that they're going to be doing it, the way where you'll be able to invest in something that you never got to invest in before, like a Picasso,
listen,
right, or a baseball card.
This
Go
is
ahead.
the biggest problem of it all. The dystopian that they're gonna be watching you guys. Why you guys even care if you're gonna be accountable for your actions, which I keep saying too. That's what it comes down to. That's what it all boils down to. All of these incumbents that be, all of their game plan, all of their money situation will be out there for everyone to know once we all convert to all of this. You know what I mean? This like I said, it's all about the information. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Why are things the way they are? It's because of the way the money flows. That it all comes down to the money. The movement of money is commerce. And once we understand law and what commerce is, then guess what? We're playing on the same playing field, because that's what it comes down to. It's the law. It's law represents. This is not written. It's the law to me is an acronym. It's an acronym for land, air, and water. That's the basic three essential things to sustain life. And if someone is infringing on those rights, then we got a crime against humanity, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's coming out right now as we speak. Maui is the example for the world to see. Other people are standing up now, being smart and learning about the law and whatever's going on.
Yeah, hey Wayside,
What's
could you
up?
give us some insight on the paddleboard folks that showed up and I mean it looked insane, man. Like what was that?
That was
what was that,
basically-
sir?
That was basically all the people that there were people that came from all over the state. That was from the Big Island, from Oahu, from Kauai, and from Maui, of course. And they just this is something that we do. It's like a ho'oponopono, a time of healing. And because of the big loss of life out there, and because of how everyone is so tight-knit of a community, that was a time for everyone to finally come together, see each other that we didn't see in a long time, and go and have this time of solace in the ocean, and if you look it up, it's a real big thing for healing. Ho'oponopono. To me, it's real big into this even frequency kind of style, because what Ho'oponopono brings is everyone must be on the same page to move on. So in order to rebuild, the community needs to be as one before that can even happen. The island of Maui is such a small island that everyone knows everyone, basically. You marry someone over here and you end up marrying 20 other families, basically, because that's just how tight-knit the community is and how intertwined everyone is nowadays, because of all the generations that went on throughout the centuries.
You were there? Were you there on a kayak or paddleboard or whatever?
No, unfortunately, no, because of my situation with my neck and whatnot.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I got the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Hey, I know all about. I had 5 whiplashes. I had 5 whiplash injuries. So
no ways, huh?
I know about that shit. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah. So mine is I basically broke my C5 in 2 different places.
Ouch.
From the tree.
So you broke your neck when that tree fell down. That's crazy. I forgot that you broke your neck.
Yeah, that was a week. That was a week before the fires.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of fucking crazy.
It was almost like an omen in a way, like a warning, like, hey, something big is about to happen. It's kind of crazy to think like that, but I believe those things happen,
But yep, that's it's crazy. Shit is crazy. Just because
we love what you bring to the table, though, man. We love your passion, and we love to hear about the islands, and you're so legit, like, right, you know ancestral history, and I love all that stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
On.
My family has been here for centuries, and
on, man.
Basically what it is, born and raised here on Maui, and don't think I'll ever leave here.
Nice. I wouldn't either, brother. I want to be there one day. I want to own some property.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll get my contacts out there for everyone to come. Whenever they come, they can hit me up. So,
I'm getting my neck surgery and coming surfing in Hawaii with you, there, buddy.
Right on.
Yeah, it's like
I appreciate it.
It's like when Wayside comes on, it's like we're landing on the island of Hawaii, and we're just getting love, right?
Right.
Like it's what it reminds me of every time he talks to us. I love it, man. So thank you for keeping the vibes high. That's what I try to do with this show. Not try to get too much in the dumps, but we can still look at the devil in the eyes. We can look at what he's doing, trying to do, and then that way we're able to go, nah, I don't think so, man. Like, you know what I mean? Stand up to it. So yeah, right on.
One main thing that happened that was an outcome out of that disaster was people are more aware of the whole satellite city agenda. People are more aware of the double agenda and the two-faced politicians and these Trojan horse bills that they keep passing. You know what I mean? People are more aware, and people are actually paying attention, something that people weren't doing before, which is, through chaos, something is blooming.
Yep.
God, you hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. Go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
Yeah, ultimately, God's still in control with all the chaos that's really going on. Just those of you who are weary, just know God's in control, even though we're facing dark storm. Eventually, we're going to come out of the storm prevailing, because they reference the devil as a little worm, because he is. The only game he has is deception and lies. And, he turns on his most trusted adversaries. That's the funny thing. I could never understand why people believe that, the devil's going to lead them into glory and happiness and, the abundance. Because he always turns on everybody. It's like he even lies to his own people, Anyway. Yeah, don't believe the lies. He's just a little worm.
Yep.
That's it.
That's
You can
true.
just
Like,
pluck
promise
them
you the
away if you
world,
know
right?
the power
Promise
that
you the
you have.
world.
Yeah, promise you the world and give you nothing. I mean, if you know the power that you really had, that God gave each and every one of us, you wouldn't even call him a worm. You wouldn't even recognize him. He'd be so small to you.
Hey, real quick, Wayside. Do you know the numbers of the people that showed up there? Because it looked like quite a bit. And I know with consciousness, if you got 1,000 people with consciousness and they're all focusing on something really good to happen for change or whatever, it's so powerful. That's why when we all get together, it's very powerful because we're super hyper focused on something. It could either be XRP or it could be they're waking up. Exactly. They're waking up. It's true too. I'm seeing that everywhere. Camo Joe in the chat. What's up, buddy? Go ahead, man. Go ahead, guys.
What happened if like the whole, let's go back to the XRP real quick. What happened if the whole XRP bull run was timed on the Shemitah cycle? Wouldn't that just make sense? Wouldn't that coordinate with a 2024, 2025 cycle?
Yeah, and I actually do believe that that's kind of, I've said it a lot where, we're not going to have, if we have something at all, it might happen, right? Because of the world, because it's a world coin, it's around the world. But for something to really take off or to really like break loose, DJT has to come back. That's always been my thought. And I still believe that. And America will lead. We'll lead again. We're not going to be losers, man, and be behind and be last. We had to almost be last to know what it's like to be first, right? Or competing for first, because I believe we're gonna rule and dominate in tech. We're gonna rule and dominate in blockchain again, and we're gonna rule and dominate in helping the world, right? In a lot of ways, as far as like raising the vibration. We've spread more love around the world as a people than any other country, but our government has been just unbelievable corrupt, right? So you change that, it's like Russia. The Russian people don't really hate. They don't hate us, right? We don't, and not everyone just necessarily hates them, but it's always this government battle, right? This get the goddamn governments out of the way, and we would all probably get along a whole lot better. That's what I believe. What's your take?
I think like the biggest thing is we have to get rid of this old system. We cannot go forward in the world. Okay, so the biggest thing is automated market maker. This is how you bring liquidity. And if you listen to Tom Emmer when he was talking about the CBDC bill and how he doesn't want anything like that, and he specifically mentioned the Federal Reserve. He didn't mention the Treasury. That was very important. So I believe that the Federal Reserve will go away. I believe the IRS will go away. I believe that we're going back to constitutional law, and gold and silver will come back, but in the form of you'll have cash. I don't think cash will go away instantly. It might not, but personally, I don't think it will. And I think you'll have, because the reason why I'm saying I don't think cash will go away is because of the demonstration that UPI gave of how their UPI ATM. They wouldn't have made a UPI ATM if that was the case. Secondly, if you look at what Tom Emmer was saying, how he didn't want anything that was centralized and control and all those things. If he wanted to change money or gold or whatever commodity into something, that is automated market maker. That is AMM. You know what I mean? So I think what's really occurring is that you'll have a digital wallet for gold microtransactions, and if you wanted to make large purchases, you do have the option of having a gold-backed currency or something like that along those lines. So you would have the option of going to two. And I think eventually what would happen is convenience. Is that you would have to build trust into the system first to let people know that, hey, whatever the currency, whatever this new system that we have, it's the same thing as if you were to have money. You still don't. It's the same exact thing, but it's just in a new form. It's just an updated, secure, better form. You know what I mean? I think that will be the way towards adoption and how everything will go upon.
So you mentioned that ATM last Tuesday on the boardroom. What can you go specific on it? Because I don't even know. I never even heard about it. And I do believe cash will be around. It'll be a treasury note. And yes, the Fed, IRS will be gone because it's illegal. And the treasury will be the main dog, right? So go ahead. If you have any info on that ATM, that's interesting to me. Have you guys also heard about the coin ATMs? You guys heard about the coin ATMs? Because I heard that we're going to have coinage again, like silver. So I don't know. Have you guys heard about that?
Yep, I heard about that one, and I actually seen them on video.
Right, being demoed, right, at a bank,
Right there, play that. I added it in the chat.
Looked like it was in a church, but I'm not.
Okay, hold on. All right, there you go. That's awesome.
It's easier just to show a video than to explain.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
I like the background music. It's really smooth. Got it?
Of UPI in the country, and of course it's not something that has been restricted to Indian borders. UPI is something that has picked up buzz all around the world, and its acceptance is something that we're watching closely. So as an extension of what UPI can do, now you're going to have UPI ATMs as well. How exactly would they function? My colleague Asta had a chance to walk across and get a demo on how this fintech offering is actually going to function. Here it is.
Well, we are here at GFF and we are witnessing India transforming into a digital platform, and now we have a very innovative strategy of UPI ATM. As you can see, this is similar to the normal ATMs where you use debit cards and credit cards, but in a most cost effective and efficient way. So we will just show you a demo that how to operate this UPI ATM, which is very customer friendly, and just will show you. So you can just start by using UPI cardless cash option, and you can select your transaction amount, for example 100, and then you can just scan the QR, and you can also select your bank, and you can also select your bank from where you want to withdraw, for example, and then it's really feasible. Just your bank will fetch your details and it will work accordingly. You don't have to use any debit or credit card, and your transaction will be processing in few minutes. And that's how you get your cash in a very simple step. No fear of fraud or duplication in any sense. So your statement will be reflected on your bank account, which is very consumer and customer friendly. And this cost implementation of this ATM is also very less than the normal ATM, which you can see all around. And this will help the customers to move toward the UPI and digital platforms, and will help the customers to make the transaction much easier.
Right on. I know somebody that's trying to implement those right now. They're coming.
You talking? Are they in America?
Yeah. Guy that was on the boardroom, he's got a company that he's trying to implement those currently.
Oh, right on. Yeah, because I remember there was one that the XRP Zoo guys were doing, and they were getting, like, they would set up Bitcoin machines, whatever, in gas stations, and they would get a commission or whatever on that. So that's going to be a new thing. I mean, that's basically creating new business right there. So is that only in India though, Nerdy, as far as that one?
No, so UPI service is for literally the whole, mainly the Eastern continent. So Singapore has access to that, Malaysia, I think Japan has access to that, Russia will have access to that. So basically all the BRICS nations will have access to this.
It's funny because I was saying that the QR code was going to become king, man. I really believed that for a couple of years now, and it's showing that it's becoming popular. And it's going to make it for the normies and even people like us that maybe don't want to make a mistake or whatever, where you just scan a QR code and it's boom. Like you could send tips, you could freaking do whatever, right? It could be like the tip bot, you know, and then you have the Zum, you know, so the Zum wallet,
Yes,
right?
So the
same stuff.
So the main goal behind that whole thing was to you are your bank. So for example, like if I wanted to, so this my ledger is my bank, right, you know. So if I wanted to deposit funds, I just transfer it to my wallet. If I were to travel and pay for things, I would just scan it, and then the automated market maker in the background, their Ripple real-time protocol would do the work in the background. If I wanted to get cash, it would be the same thing. There's exactly what you just seen at the ATM. I can have a U.S. bank or, you know, a Russian bank or Japan or whatever, Malaysian, whatever, use that ATM and withdraw in their native currency. And then there goes all the foreign exchange fees and all the Nostra Vostros and all that. You don't need that. Everything is being done directly on the ledger itself.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's epic, right? What we're doing is epic. And I just read Shavo Mofo. He says, I've been doing Bitcoin ATMs for a while now, long story. He says, but he's branching out and he's going to start his own company. And rather than finding locations, he's going to start his own company. So I did not know that about Shavo Mofo, and that is epic. I wish you all the luck, man. You know, spread the news, right? Spread the word, get it around. I love it. Good, it's exciting
awesome.
time.
I'm trying to get Adam to come in. I sent him your link. Maybe he'll talk about it. I don't know. I have to go politely with him because he's. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to get all freaking where we're battling about Trump and all that, and because I get a little hyphy with Trump.
Crypto on and off ramps.
Freaking Uncle. I protect Uncle Trump, man.
I was talking about crypto on and off ramps with the ATMs.
All right, so I wanted to bring something up that would actually. I know Stephanie, Island Ghost Stephanie, would be totally into it, and I know you guys saw it. And it was the Mexican congressional hearings about the aliens, right? And so I saw those aliens before on Ancient Aliens. I'm pretty sure they had it on there. Did you guys see that? I have a video I wanted to show. I know Stephanie would be totally into that, but did you guys see that?
I saw that the X-ray body and stuff, and it had skeleton and it had the ovary. It had something inside of it, whatever. So I don't even know.
It's real.
You know what I mean?
Check it out. It's real. Like they actually had a Canadian-based. I know this is off topic, but I wanted to talk about this tonight. Basically, Canada is like one of the top. They have a top freaking DNA or whatever lab, and they did research on it. So this is out of the country, you know, non-biased, out of the country or whatever, and it costs a lot of money. It costs like $50,000 just to have them test it. And they tested it, and it said it is not human and that it is a reptilian species with human type structures, right? And then they showed the x-rays and they went into it. They were able to show the brain. They were able to show that it was totally real and that it had been operated on, where it was at like a high level with this freaking this metal that are being used in the satellites of today for communications. It had this metal breastplate, right? And they think that was like a communication tracking device or something, right? And that you know, and these beings were 1,000 years old. And what was really crazy is they were matching it up to all the South American drawings on the walls and the cave drawings from around the world, even with the 3-fingered, you know, creatures or whatever the hell they were being painted on these walls, all the way back 10,000 years or so. Like, so yeah, I thought that was pretty wild. It was a game changer.
Do you remember the Nephilim reign?
What about the Nephilim? Yeah, what about them?
Do you know about the Nephilim?
Oh yeah, I know all about the giants and all that stuff. I'm totally into that stuff. Yep.
Well, so they you know, they've never released any real data on how old they are or the DNA that they collected of any of the Nephilim.
Well, they suppressed all that, just like the alien stuff. That's why the U.S. government did not want anything to do with that, with the Mexican Congress, you know, meeting and all that. They were, because they're still denying everything, guys. Like you can look up papers in Arizona alone, and probably even Nevada, of giants, right, that have been found in the 1930s. It's in print paper, but it's archived on the internet. You can find this stuff. They've been lying and suppressing everything to us. There were giants. There's fucking little 2 foot, 3 foot beings that had crafts that were small. This shit's real, man. Like when I saw them present, because I watched the presentation to the Mexican government, it was epic, guys. They had so much evidence. It was mind blowing, right?
Well,
mind blowing.
You know, one thing very interesting about that whole interview is when did a close up on the fingers, and you saw how they did the close up on the ring, right? And they're saying that the ring was made out of gold and platinum. I mean,
are you talking about on the giants? On
that little alien creature thing that was in Mexico.
Well, they had fake ones, right? Or they had ones that were like, they said they found idols that were like, the natives had created like these copies of the real ones. But the real ones, they're real, guys. They had plates in their chests, right? They could prove it. And this is a very rare, it's a very rare metal. It's very hard to find, right? That's being used in, like I said, in aeronautics and in space and telecommunications and satellites. So it's not like this metal that you could just find anywhere. So I'm telling you, we're being lied at every level, lied to. We're being lied to about the mud floods. We're being lied to about Tartaria. We're being lied to about everything. We're being lied to about crypto. We're being lied to about who created crypto. On and on and on. So it never ends, man.
If you wanted to go down the rabbit hole of what we've been lied to, and you want to just, and you've learned what you've learned, then you understand that all those ancient texts or whatever you want to call it, they all suggested that there is another world within our world. All of them, literally all of them. So, what if that is what that creature is? I mean, there's like, if you go into Sri Lanka, I believe there's, or some part of India, I believe it was Sri Lanka. There's caves, like really like dwarf caves, and people used to live in those caves back in the day. And there's something there.
So I got somebody. I got Adam. Do you remember Adam?
Just dropped a bombshell revealing alien bodies live. These are the remains of 1,000-year-old pilots, according to the Mexican government, that is having a live congressional hearings on UAPs at this moment.
En naves que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea, tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con 17 millones.
This is an unprecedented and unexpected reveal by the Mexican government in their UAP congressional meeting today. I'm still blown away. They are over it. They are saying that we are taking too long. We need to start joining the other planets, or we're going to be left behind. This is the word from the Mexican government live. I mean, look at this little dude. He genuinely looks like E.T. This is crazy and phenomenal.
It looks like claymation to me, no offense. It's pretty bad.
Again, this is a bombshell revelation. The Mexican government is saying that we are not alone. We have not been alone.
Looks like
they are
chocolate.
advanced. They have technologies beyond knowledge, and that it is something that we can learn from, and that our children, our future generations, can be traveling the stars. What I find more mind-blowing is that it's almost impossible for me to find this information and find these live streams. It aired live on Mexican television. And after I was looking all over YouTube, I've been looking all over the internet, I couldn't find it. I had to look through news articles, and one news article that was covering it had a link that led me, it was actually blocked here, to a YouTuber, unidentified F.N.W.R. So I thank them because they even had a little translation pop up. I'm going to have a link to their video and their channel in the description. And this is from their channel. As you can see, this is the congressional hearing that's happening in Mexico. And he also added a little translator on the side. It's not 100% accurate, but it gets the point across. I will be watching this whole thing. The whole thing is 4 hours. So I'm going to be watching it, analyzing it, and I'll translate it myself. I speak Spanish, so I should be able to get exactly.
I personally think, Rain, every 100 years or so, we have a manifestation of really demons that come onto the scene of the world that manifest themselves as extraterrestrials. Back in the past, when the Nephilim were born, they were, intertwining with angels. The fallen angels never left the earth. They've been cast down here to the earth. So over time, they have really made themselves look like they were not of this earth, which they are really not of this earth. They aren't. So we've had so many incidents. Every culture throughout history has some type of demons or some type of alien beings or creatures. Like, the lizards are pretty common, like the lizard people that they, that's kind of like more of what we're hearing lately. Like back in the 60s and 70s, we're hearing more of the three fingers and the talls and the grays. Now in this more modern age, we're hearing more lizards and reptilian type of entities. But
well, you heard Nancy Pelosi said she's more like a reptilian, right?
I did not hear that.
She just said that on CNN, man.
She slapped.
She said no. I'm more like a reptilian, and I'm cold-blooded. Right? Like so.
Nancy the lizard.
The Vril, dude. The Vril. They put the little fucking thing in your ear, and
bro, do you guys know
black eye? You get the black eye because it's like Star Trek. You guys ever see Star Trek with the little? It was like this little beetle thing. It would go into the ear and it would control your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that shit, right? But yeah. Go ahead. What?
Are you aware of the dark side of the moon and how they're saying that there's actually a civilization that's been there, and how there's the rover that just landed on the dark side of the moon was in a specific spot where the part of the moon is heating up, and that happens every like a cycle. Things like something like that.
If you want to talk about the moon, like so, for me, I will describe it, and even Legendary has backup proof. If he still has a picture. The moon is not what we were told. It's a machine. It has organic material on the outside of it, but it is metal. It is rusting. It is hollow. And so Legendary Dave had this picture of a freaking high-tech satellite that we have, and it showed a big square in the center of so it was a huge square, like a machine in the middle, right? And then you had the globe part around it. And then supposedly the outside of it's organic with the dust and all that crap. It's pretty wild. So the Aborigines of Australia, I think it was, they said that there was a time before there was no moon, but also there was a time of two moons. One moon was destroyed, right? So like look at it like this. So think of the moon as like the Death Star, right? The Death Star, before it could blow a planet up, what did it have to do? It had to power up, right? And it took quite a while to power up. You think about the moon, it's powering up as it's coming into a full moon. So when it's no longer a full moon, it's powered down, and then it's powering up as it's coming into a full moon. And that's why shit gets so intense. And there's lunacy, right? And so whoever's controlling the moon, what I also heard is that they would blast frequencies at us. So if they're blasting negative frequencies at us, what's that doing to us? It's agitating us. So if that's cut off, then we are allowed to ascend, is what I believe. So you cut off all that.
Hey, Rain, I got to drop off.
There was a serious echo there.
My battery's dying. I'm going to drop off and come back in about 5 minutes.
All right, Sean.
So just look for me in the background. Appreciate you guys.
One love, Sean.
You know, Rain, this whole thing is literally about ascension. That's what the whole loop is about. It's about how we've been. That's why some people feel like they've been here before, and they get kind of, they have this feeling inside where they get irritated. Like, why the hell did I come back? Like everything is so deja vu-ish. I feel like I've lived this so many times. Well, it's because we've been stuck in this cycle. Like, there's more to what's going on than what people understand, and the moon holds a big part in all of it, along with Hollow Earth and all that other stuff. And you have to understand the timing. This 2023 going into 2025 and getting ready for 2030 and stuff. It's a critical point in not just in humanity but in the world itself, because the world itself is a living being and it breeds and goes through cycles just like we go through cycles. And we have to understand that we're not really stationary in the cosmos. We're always moving. Everything's always moving. You know what I mean? And the higher and the lower we get closer and further from the main point is things are going to change. It's just part of cycles.
Right. So I didn't realize we had Adam in the room. Just like Adam from the Bible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Right.
We don't want to give you a big head now, but yeah. So how's it going, man? I never got to meet you, but
what's up, Adam?
Yeah, I think I was watching at that point. Yeah, because I was having issues. I want to say I was having issues. I can't remember. I know I wasn't able to say a whole lot in the boardroom, but which one were you? Were you the one that had the family business or something?
Yeah, I mean, I sit on and consult with one major family office here in the U.S., but I also help with other family offices through that family office. So, yeah, no, it's good to finally see your face, Rain, and talk with you guys. And Alan was like, "We're having a get together. Come on on." And I saw his text message like 40 minutes after the fact. So I was like, whatever. I'll jump on and see what you guys are talking about.
So you go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we were talking payments and on and off ramps with like ATMs and stuff. He was showing a video of like QR codes over in India, and I didn't get to say earlier, but those on and off ramps been around since like X.com. Like Elon was trying to do that with X.com. He was doing crypto payments with QR codes back then, and they shut it down. Like we were like way too early for that, because if you really go back in time and you remember like around that time, there was all kinds of QR codes back then, but people were like freaking out about it and they weren't like ready, and we didn't have the technology to move in space and time and move payments really in real time and all the payments back then. And that's why it never worked. It took too long for everybody to get on board. But now I think we're kind of at that point, that inflection point. And I don't know, maybe Adam, you could talk a little bit about it. Like, I mean, you might know quite a bit more than what we're knowing right now with what is about to come. And I'm pretty excited about it because, I mean, literally there's a bunch of businesses that could use this technology, save a ton of money. Like this could literally save the economy in the United States if we just adopt this technology. Like, think about a business, any business that's like trying to borrow money right now, like any company that had to pay going from $2,500 for a Connex box to like $10,000 to get something shipped across the seas. I'm seeing it in like the company I'm working at with shipping fees and everything else. They're paying credit card payments of 3%, 6%. When they're doing special financing options and stuff like that, they could be doing the same thing for pennies on the dollar. Like, I mean, we're at this point where all we need is something in the United States code to say that this is actually legal. You could use this technology, but we don't have that. So I'm like, we're there, but we're not quite there yet. And I think that's really what the driving nail in the coffin's going to be for like the real mass adoption, like real money coming in. I think that's the only thing. If I was to say one thing was left over, what's going to happen is that we need that still.
Hey, I saw something today with Zum. They were teamed up with somebody. I can't remember exactly what it was. Do you guys remember that? There was something that came out today about Zum and some other.
Uphold has
what was it?
Uphold has instant payment, direct payment to your bank account.
It wasn't Uphold. It was another. Oh, that's right. It was e-commerce.
No, here it is.
It was an e-commerce suite. It's an e-commerce suite.
It's called EasyWid by Lightspeed. It says, did you know that Zum can facilitate seamless XRPL payment for a diverse range of products. Enhance your e-commerce platform with Zum plugin available on EC Wind and WooCommerce and non-commerce for smoother transactions.
Yes,
So-
that's it. Thank you, buddy. That's it. Yeah, that's
Welcome.
huge. That's huge.
Yep, entering the retail space.
Yeah, because like if you're into like marketing or you got a website or whatever, you're selling things. That's huge, guys. Like, so yeah, a lot's happening. A lot of different avenues being created. Not just like, we're a crypto project, and we're doing gaming and we're only doing one game, and that's it. That's all they got. It's like,
Right.
no. We have 100 games we're going to do, versus this company's doing one game. That's just an example,
Yeah. One thing I want to mention is during the there was a hearing. I think it was a Senate hearing, and one of the questions is can we have CBDCs and can we have privacy with digital identity with identity at the same time? A lot of people said no. What Ripple is doing with the ledger and stuff, and what blockchain is doing in general, is because you have a private key and a public key, you're solving a lot of problems. The public key goes with the whole banking act. It complies with all those standards. But also you have the private key, which complies with your Fourth Amendment right of privacy owning things. So like, and then you have the AMM with free commerce. Like, I don't know, like I don't see how people don't see it that Ripple is the way, man. This is going to take over, and it will happen when this old system literally dies, and they're just going to boop. Hey guys, we have a solution. Exact same thing that happened with 9/11 and the Patriot Act and FISA and all that other crap. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be through executive order. Watch.
Well, guys, like what you were talking about, everything, there's always an inflection point, right? So in history, with it repeating itself, look at 1873 to 1893. It was considered the golden era, right? You guys were talking about Tataria. You were talking about basically all these different things that happened.
I didn't know you were listening to all that. Yeah, right on. Go ahead.
Yeah, what do you call it? So that all was going on, during the golden era, right? Hold on one second, guys.
Hey, Adam. Oh, I was going to ask him if, because the whole Tartaria thing, I heard that it's possible that there's 1,000 years that are missing, but maybe it's more like 100 years, but it could be 1,000 years, right? Like this golden age he's talking about, right? Like there's a hidden golden age.
The whole thing. You're right.
Like nerdy. Like, so the last Renaissance, wasn't that around 1500 that they say, right?
Yeah, but a lot of things in our history happened sooner. So they just added 1,000 years to the books to make it seem like it happened like a long time ago when it didn't.
Yeah, so I think because if you get more into the mud flood stuff, it's mind blowing, guys. Like when you start seeing that they found cities that were already here in the United States, right?
Yeah,
it's mind blowing, right? Utah.
Well, I mean, you guys should also
Oregon.
look at Graham Hancock, right? So, have you ever listened to any of Graham Hancock's, or read any of Graham Hancock's books?
I know who he is. I've seen some stuff, and seen him talking about stuff. Does he get into the mud flood stuff?
Well, he talks about a lot of that. Yeah, he talks about everything, but he also talks about that Pangea and how everything supposedly happened isn't actually accurate. That we all started. What he thinks is that we've been here for way longer than what they say humans have basically been on this earth for, and South America is really the basin for where ancient civilization originated. So they're using this technology called LiDAR. So you're talking about these giants and stuff like that. So, and a lot of these old civilizations, especially in like Peru and what's that one city, Pica Pichu or something like that. I forget how you pronounce it. They've shot this LiDAR down, and there's people that are like 19 to 26 feet tall in these concrete or these block caskets, right?
Are you serious? I haven't heard that one yet. The one that they're finding them with lidar. They're finding actual burial grounds.
They're
That's
using
crazy.
lidar for just about everything. So they're using lidar in the canopies of the Amazon, and they're finding civilizations that are like streets with lighting grids, with aqueducts, with these squares that are circles that are within squares. That it's got to do with a mathematical, some sort of equation as to why they do the square or the circle within the square, or the square within the circle. And there's like basically this civilization that they had that was there could supported around 30 million people.
Damn. So that's like sacred geometry stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sacred geometry, but he talks about it, and they let the Amazon overcome and grow over this whole area. That's why Brazil, there's like an agreement or an accord where they can't deforest all of the Amazon. They can only deforest to a certain point because they don't want people learning about these cities and these civilizations that might still have artifacts and information to help us escape the box that they always put us into. So they always
go ahead.
Yeah, they always allow civilization to get to a certain index point, and then they try and dumb and stupefy the civilization down to a controllable manner. So like if you look at us now, we're about to hit the golden age again because we have all this technology that is just ever expanding, right? It's exponentially expanding, and we're going to get to a point where people don't have to work, people don't have to do just about anything, right? So how do they control the populace? And that's their problem. They don't want people just saying, well, hey, I don't have to listen to what the government says or what these people say, and why am I stuck on this planet when we have all of these galaxies and solar systems out there? Why are we staying here? Why are we staying here? And the reason why, it's all done by design. We always historically get to this point where we're about to expand and to do some amazing things, but we never get there. There's always some sort of crucible or some sort of hindrance that keeps us from going to that next evolutionary stage. And they talk about it, they tell you everything through cognitive dissonance within Hollywood. So the books that are controlled by Pearson and the publishing houses are there to brainwash the children and the next generation and everyone else in that manner. But they really do, in a laughing way, they smack you in the face by giving you the real information and things that we know are fictional, such as Hollywood. So like one great example of everything that I'm telling you is there's a movie out there, and it's a Disney movie of all movies. It's called John Carpenter. And John Carpenter talks about how we portaled to Mars, right?
John Carter, sorry.
Yep, John Carter. And the when he goes there, he realizes that they're going through the same issues on Mars that we're going through here on Earth. And there's a alien force that's controlling the narrative called the Therns. And the Therns do exist, and they are basically abbreviated or assimilated to being the reptilian race that sits there and basically limits humans or any species. They always try and hinder them so that they can't escape their sick dominion. So,
what I would call them is like the Sith Lords. Like in Star Wars, they're the Sith.
Yeah, basically.
Do you guys ever heard of Hawaiian folklore? They actually have things that talk about all the stuff you're talking about, Adam. There's we call menehunis. Menehunis are little people that live in the mountains. That live in the crevices of the mountains.
Yep. The dwarves. The dwarves.
So we have eyewitness accounts of footprints in the sand, footprints on the ceiling. These are said to be magical beings and very elusive. They were caretakers of the rainforest, and not to mention there is also other folklore of in Kauai of a red-haired giant, and this is
well, the red-haired giant goes back to, those are the fallen angels.
exactly.
Yep.
So it's all connected. The crazy part about it is how similar and how it's been passed down through generations, all the folklore and the different legends of everywhere. You hear them in all the legends. So it's kind of like you said, like it's the fiction is actually real,
right?
And the real is fiction.
Well, in America, the red-haired giants were here before the Indians were here, and they were fighting the red-haired giants, and they killed the red-haired giants.
And it's said.
They even talk about it at the one mound. I forget the footprint of whatever his name was. I think it's in Virginia or West Virginia. There's some more. It's off the Appalachian Mountain Trail.
Yep.
And they named the Appalachian Mountain Trail off this giant that used to basically protect the mountains, and the Cherokees used to fight with him all the time, but he leaped like 1,000 feet in the air and landed over to where the natives were, and they got into a battle with him, and his footprint is supposedly still there from where he landed. So
we're being lied to, man. I can't wait to get the truth, man. That's why I showed the alien stuff earlier.
Listen, Rain, I will say this: we're never gonna get the truth. They're never gonna let the truth out. It's always gonna be their version of the truth, or where they could control the spotlight, because they will never relinquish the control.
We just
it's just like
that iron curtain. We got to look behind those iron curtains.
Correct.
I mean, it's just like if you look at the Stonehenge that was here in Georgia that they blew up during COVID, and you look at the message that was put on it, right? And they were called the Georgia Guidestones. And the Georgia Guidestones talked about what their intentions were, that they wanted to have a population of 500 million in perpetuity, right? And why is that? Because they knew that with the other verbiage that was on the Guidestones was a word that they use in every construct going forward ever since the 80s, which was what? Sustainability, right? All they talk about is sustainability. Well, that was the main word that was on the Georgia Guidestones. And their whole thing now, and this is part of what the WHO is doing, right, with the Agenda 2030 and what they, where they're going with everything, Davos and whatnot. They're trying to control the population through vaccines. So the whole rollout of the central bank digital currencies and the digitization of cash, even though most of us here, and I think everyone that's in this room, is invested in these coins and these tokens that are going to be the backbone of the financial system going forward, to an extent we will be free for a certain period of time, but then we will be eliminated also, right? Because they want to be the only ones that are going to be in control. So they're going to put everyone else on UBI. So 90% of the mass to 99% of the mass, right? Because we are the 1%, will be on universal basic income. And it's not going to be enough for you to be able to get ahead, right? You're always going to just have enough just to get by. So they're going to incentivize people quarterly or, let's say bi-yearly to go in and get your boosters and go in and get your vaccinations. And out of that percentage of people that go in for their boosters and their vaccines, let's say 13% of those vaccines will be lethal. So that's how they're going to wean down the population.
Right. We gotta chill on my channel, man. I had my channel banned before, so we gotta kind of.
All right, well, we'll navigate to a different.
We gotta watch that. That whole all the 2020 vax. Yeah, we gotta watch that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, back to.
They'll take my channel down.
I don't want that.
Well, I just came back. I just came back after 3 years, so I don't want that. I don't want that either.
Well, Rain, one thing you should look at, and this is what I was explaining to to Alan earlier is how the elites operate is they follow admiral maritime law.
Yeah, right. I was talking about that 2019. We were talking about that.
Yeah, well,
on my channel.
That's good. That's good. That's good that you're talking.
So, all my stuff is gone though. I do have some things that I have one stream and a couple edited streams where I was talking about a lot of things that everyone's talking about now. No one was talking about back then. And it was also not popular to talk about politics in any way in the crypto scene. So when you mix everything together, because what happened to me is I realized that everything was connected, and I was talking about everything, right? So by talking about everything, that includes the Patriot movement or whatever, the Q stuff, right? The 2020 stuff when it happened, but even before that. I just don't want to get too deep in the woods with stuff. But we can talk about certain things, and I do still kind of push the limits for YouTube, but I don't want to get too crazy. They will never monetize me, so that's one less thing that they have to hit me with, so they could literally just take my channel down. I had no strikes when they took my channel down originally. So
yeah.
One thing I want to say, what Adam was saying is,
go ahead.
If you look at New York and you look at California in particular, they're already doing that. They're already offering $300 for homeless people or immigrants, and giving them food, EBT cards, schooling, and all this stuff. And they are already creating that system. What better to implement that system on where people who do not understand what the hell is going on, i.e., illegal immigrants? You know what I mean? You put them, you start giving them money. You get them on the UBI system. You test that system to make sure that it works in the United States, and then you implement it, throughout the rest of the nation.
So check it out. Check it out. Like, I don't condone, or I don't jump onto this to a lot of the stuff you guys are saying, and I'll tell you why. I know that's what they want. It's what they're pushing, but I don't agree that that's what they'll get. But it has to be shown to everyone so that they realize what is happening. But I do believe in timelines and bifurcation of timelines. And I think that some people will go on another timeline. I really believe that. And they'll have that dystopian future everyone's talking about. They'll have that.
You're talking about Dolores Cannon. You're talking about the emerging. Yeah.
I never knew about her, but I've learned this stuff kind of on my own. And then I've learned about her. And then you just go, oh my God, wow, she really knew what was up. And it's mind blowing. So thank God for YouTube, because we've been able to see things that would have been lost to time. And YouTube has really kept a lot of things that are old and that are so knowledge, it's wisdom, stuff that people would have either laughed at you about or they would have said you were crazy. Like, a lot of people don't talk about experiences that they've had because they don't want people to think they're crazy. Or if you start getting into spiritual stuff, even if you're a Christian and you start getting too deep into, I talked to God or this happened, or I got downloads, and this, because I get downloads, man. And when you talk to people about stuff like that, they think you're crazy, but we are quantum computers. So yes, we get downloads, but some people are so asleep that they don't get downloads, or they get negative downloads, right? They're the ones that listen to the voice in their head that told them to do something real bad, rather than go, what the fuck was that, right? Yeah. Because I know everyone's had bad shit that came into their mind, right? So,
but look at Tesla. Tesla used to get downloads all the time, right? So Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah. Why? Because he was within the electricity, so he was in that quantum field, right? Like, it enhanced everything. And it's crazy about Tesla. That's actually what's funny, as I was talking about Tesla in 2018 as my original topic was Tesla, John Trump, Donald Trump, Trump's uncle, time travel, crypto, Q. I was talking about all those things. So that's pretty cool. But Tesla would go to sleep and he would wake up, and in his dreams, he already did all the tests. So when he woke up, he would do the experiment and it would be flawless. I mean, it's mind blowing to me, man. Like, he even said he was talking to Sirius. I think it was Sirius or Centauri, Alpha Centauri, maybe.
Yeah, it was Alpha Centauri. Yeah, he was talking to the alien race that was over there that was giving him a lot of the information. So
yeah, so a lot of it.
Hey, I want to hold on. I want to thank Father Allen for introducing Adam to us and everyone, because I didn't think Adam went as deep as we do on stuff, right? I thought it was all crypto. So I really appreciate that because it shows how open-minded you are. So that's awesome. Go ahead, Nerdy. I'm sorry.
Rain, hold on. I got to go, but don't
Oh, right on, Alan.
I just go what I'm led to do, man. I think we all met. I met Adam at the crypto meetup of all places.
Well, hey, there you go. There you go. You know, like
divine intervention. You know, that's why we're all here. I've been trying to say this forever. You know, we're here for a reason. We're purposed to meet each other and, you know, conversate and really keep up with God. Ultimately meant was fellowship. You know, we're like a family. We created a family in this crypto space, and we all learned a lot. You know, you're talking about like the ascension and Tesla and things like that. I never thought that I could learn as much as I could ever learn in 3 years of being in crypto. Like, my mind is expanded. Like, people's mind noisily shrinks as they get older and like their processing abilities. I think my mind has gone the opposite direction because I asked for it. You know, if you,
Alan, a lot of people when they get older, you get closed off, right, from your life experiences and just from life in general, right? So that's why they always have that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But it all comes down to what you want to learn, right? If you want to learn it and you keep an open mind and you realize and you sit there and you go, something just doesn't add up. This doesn't make any sense, right? Like, everything that we're being told, you know, we all took, you know, the blue pill or the red pill. You know, it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to wake up or do you want to stay in a daydream? And I think a lot of people are finally saying, you know, I think there's more to everything. You know, it's even, like logic, you know, science, you know, just rationale really teaches us everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I laugh at people too. It's like, you know, they're like, oh, we're going to the moon. We're doing this, we're doing that. I'm like, man, if you just research what the Van Allen belt is, you know that we've never left this atmosphere. You know, it's just, it's such a joke in so many different levels. But I could go on and on and on.
A lot of stuff that Rain was talking about downloads and all that stuff. Old Tartaria knew about all that stuff. If you read their Bible and you look at what they're talking about, they knew about all the ascensions. They knew about downloads. They were very aware of it. They knew practices. So,
well, they're building some of the buildings that are still there. You could see, like, even in Europe, where they had, you know, wireless capabilities and they were able to absorb energy from the ether. You know what I mean? Why do you think they call Ethereum? Because it's a mock on what really took place. Everything is that they put out, the cabal, it's a mockery. Like, so, like, if you go back, right, let's just do a quick financial historical preview on where we are today and how we lost most of our control, right? I told you that we had the largest evolution in technology from what years? 1873 to what? 1893, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the one person that was really adamant about keeping the world that way, that made most of his money from that time frame right after that, was a gentleman named John Astor. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know, are you familiar with John Astor or not? Does anyone here know John?
They got taken out in the Titanic, didn't they?
Yep, they got taken out with the Guggenheims and the Isidore Straus. So those three families together had most of the wealth for the entire world at that time. And they wanted a free trade, right? They wanted a fair world. But the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all these other elite families didn't want that. So they came to them and they tried to sway them into going in their direction. And they said, absolutely not. So obviously we know what happened after that, right? They invited them onto the Olympus, not the Titanic, because it was a switch, right? It was insurance fraud. Not only did they kill two birds with one stone, literally, because JP Morgan Chase was able to get all the money back and then some by insuring the Titanic and not the Olympus, right? And then covering up the Olympus's name with the Titanic. So it was actually the Olympus that crashed and sank. The Titanic's still actually out there. Mm-hmm. So that's another smack and mockery on the face. And then after you think about it, okay, so we know that there was life rafts, right, and lifeboats.
Mhm.
Where did all the elites stay on the ship?
Up top.
Up top, right? Where were all the life rafts? Where were all the lifeboats?
Up top.
Up top.
On one side too.
Why didn't the rich people make it to the lifeboats if they were right there? Because they had mercenaries on board that killed them, just like they did with the Romanov family of Russia. So if you go back and you look at the Romanov family, they murdered them too, because the Romanov family, that was the leading royal family of Russia, said to the Rothschild family, I will never allow you to have your banking cartel come into my country and disrupt our free country over my dead body. So what did they do? They went in and they killed not only Mr. Romanov, but his wife and his children. So, I mean, this is how sick these people are. Now, I want you to look up something. Everyone that's on this chat right now, everyone that's on this thing, on this YouTube, is look up right now the 19. Which one was it? Look up the 1918 $20 bill.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the back of it. If you could Google it, look at the back of it. What's on the back of the 1918 $20 bill?
Hold on.
I don't know. We're in suspense. Tell us.
Well, let's wait, because
come on.
Let's see. Look at the imagery.
Philippine Island?
Whoa.
Yes, a series of 1920.
They just all got. He just got booted.
Did he?
Yeah, we might be going a little too in the weeds. I'm not sure. We're going to see after this one tonight if we hit any freaking. If we hit any trigger word. What's that?
I know where he was leading to. He was leading to the Committee of 300. That's what he was getting at.
What's that, Alan?
Yeah, I hope not, Rain. I hope you don't have any issues.
Yeah, I don't want to get into too many.
It was.
I mean, everything's a conspiracy. You know
it was the Titanic. I was just waiting for somebody else to see it in the railroad.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the slaves.
Hey, I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there.
You got too much in the weeds. You got too much in the weeds, and they didn't like it, dude.
Yeah, probably. But if you look at that photo there, it's the Titanic, right? So after they killed the family, they mocked them by saying, "You didn't go along with our plan. We killed you, and now we're just going to memorialize what we did by putting you on the back of the $20 bill." So,
well, what would you say? What would you say the little submarine that just went down was doing then? Was that another mockery?
I think that was just like a stupid. What's the word I'm looking for? A thrill of theirs to try and recreate the. It was like a. Hold on one second. My wife left all this.
Pantomime?
Was it billionaires?
Pantomime? It's a pantomime like what we're living in right now. We're in a pantomime.
Well, it was just like a rehearsal or a what do you call it? Oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? They were ritual. Yeah, it was a ritual to reinstate like what they did. Like, haha, we did this, we got away with it, and now it's over 100 years since we did it, so we're just going to recreate it. Who knows if any of those people truly exist? Right? Who knows?
Hey, Nerdy, what were you saying earlier? You were trying to say something earlier. What were you saying? Do you remember?
No, I forgot.
Yeah. Forget you were.
I'd like to get a hold of one of these $20 bills.
Yeah, I mean, okay, what's going on here? All right, he keeps getting booted out, man. Yeah, just don't even try, dude. Don't even. Yeah, tell him that. Hey,
I'll tell him to stop.
Is he in YouTube? Yeah, just if you tell him, maybe don't even try to come in because he keeps getting booted out, dude. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. I know that. What's that?
This is why we talk in riddles.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like you gotta kind
It's gonna start doing that.
when you're on YouTube, yeah, you gotta.
We've all been through this shit.
No, but you got to be a little slyer when you're talking about stuff like, you know what I mean, coming straight out and saying things. Yeah, he keeps getting booted, dude. It's freaking weird. I've never seen this before. I've never even seen this before with StreamYard. Yeah, too much truth, dude. He's getting shut down for truth. Too much truth, dude. Fucking AI, bro. Serious. The devil works through the fucking airwaves. Devil works through the airwaves. Sorry, what?
Confirmation, bro. That's just confirmation. The more that they do it is, the more confirmating it is. That's why I usually laugh about it. And every time it's like, okay, gotcha.
Well, you know, my thing is that, so check it out. I'm not afraid to say I pray, right? And I pray for my channel, believe me. I pray for everyone that comes on it. I pray for everyone that comes and watches. I pray for all my gear. I pray for everything. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the shit's real. The glitches are real too. The glitches are real glitches.
The glitches are real glitches.
They're not glitches, serious glitches. The glitches are real. And why is it only XRP that seems to have the glitches? It's like they're trying to mask the real price. I mean, I was saying that for a while, that I think they're hiding the real price, and I think the glitches are real, right? Like, hey man, we got to tell him that.
Oh, maybe he's coming on now. Let's see.
Hold on, man. We're giving him one more try, dude. I'm gonna boot him out.
Yeah. Are you able to come on?
It's not happening. It's just good. It's just doing a circle. It's just spinning around. All right, I'm gonna remove him. Let him know, dude, that we appreciate having him on, but we got too deep, dude. Glitches.
One love, Adam.
All right.
Yeah, nothing personal. I can't.
Yeah, no.
He's backstage again. Maybe I could type to him. Can I type to him?
Hold on a sec.
I'm still learning this stupid freaking StreamYard, dude. Hold on.
They'll go to the chat. Hold on. Adam. They'll go to the extent of removing his channel altogether. They don't care. Yeah.
I hope he doesn't think that I booted him. I didn't boot him, but this shit's fucking acting wacky, dude. Like,
I was talking to him on the phone. It's wacky YouTube. It is what it is. Hey, you know, God's gonna get His glory when people are trying to share the truth and, you know, spread what's really going on. That's what ends up happening. Where we just
it's
from the enemy.
It's when I'm telling you, it's when. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good, Rain. No, I appreciate you being patient, and you know, we just know it's an attack, and we can move on because we know that ultimately, what we're about is going to prevail anyway. So it is what it is. It's completely out of our hands. You know what I mean?
No,
no
so
how much we hard and how hard we try.
It's interesting because I'm going to tell you what, this is real. The glitches are real. And there's a lot of glitches, not just XRP. So basically, when we went kind of underground after my channel was taken down, I was banned. We went on to WebX, and we had some of the strangest shit happen on WebX, guys. And when I would start getting deep on shit, and it would start getting weird, just like what just happened. That would be the same scenario. Mm-hmm. What we just dealt with. You could ask any of the guys that used to be on my deal. And you could ask D-Vlogs, you could ask freaking Bags, you could ask Sean T, you could ask Berserker, Uncle Buster. We always had issues when we got too deep. I'm not kidding. It's crazy, man. Like
certain words, don't use certain words. Like Economic Ninja's channel got shut down for just a word. Anything that has to do with the V or the
right. He was going there, dude.
In those names, anything with a V or the new name of the or anything related to you know, putting something on your face kind of deal. Those are like trigger words for YouTube. So
did you see? Hey, it's fucking legendary.
Those things, you know, that's kind of how we need to kind of introduce conversation when we first start. I would suggest, Rain, just so you don't have anybody like and kind
I
of
guess I
mention it
should have
often.
said something, but man, I thought he knew, but I didn't even think about it, to be honest. Like,
I didn't either, and I apologize. So it's
but
partly my
anyways,
fault.
let's not worry about it. Legendary says, "Don't say snatch at Rain here," because I said I called the CEO snatch, and that's when I got banned. But it was, I mean, it was building up. It was building up, guys. I mean, I was being shadow banned. They were removing subscribers left and right. It was so crazy. They were messing with me. They wouldn't monetize me. It was definitely a ride. And I swore I would never come back. I swore I would never, ever fucking waste my time. And I was called to do it, man. It's just kind of weird. It's strange.
You know one thing though, Ray?
Yeah. What's
We're
up?
that close, and we know.
I know. I know, glitches. I feel it, dude. I've been feeling it big time. Like, there's something in the air. Like, it's they say the devil controls the airwaves, but I have been outside and I've had the breeze coming through or a strong wind, and it's weird because I'll get a sense that no, that's actually change. That's the winds of change. I get like that vibe, right? Like, so I'm connected with nature big time nowadays, and I get that vibe that it's not just the devil that's in the airwaves. You got other forces that are stronger, and they're here, right? And yeah, I believe in that. Totally believe in that.
So there's ways. I don't know if people are informed.
Nerdy, I gotta go. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Rain, thanks for having me on again. Wayside, good to see you. Nerdy, always good to see you, buddy.
Oh yeah, brother.
Lower level, Bobby Townsend Island Ghost. Adam, again, thanks for coming on, buddy. I really appreciate it. Legendary, good to see you, man. Sean, always a pleasure. Anybody else I miss in the chat, have a good night. And Ralph Cooper, see you again. See you guys on the next one, Rain. I'll try to make it on Friday. It's kind of hard for me with my schedule, but
no, hey, thank you for coming on. I know it's late in Florida for you, buddy, and you're working hard and shit. And thank you. That was awesome. Just to make sure if you invite anyone, just to let them know, man. We got to be cool. We got to be smart with our words. And he's definitely smart. It's just he was dropping some freaking bombs, dude. It was crazy. All right.
Real quick, later.
Can't
Alan,
use that word either.
All right, Alan. Right on.
See you
Have a
guys.
good night, buddy.
One love, Alan.
Later, Alan.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Rain here.
What's up, Sean? Thanks for coming back, buddy. You guys are making.
Yeah.
I gotta give credit where credit's due to everyone that came on today. Everyone that's in the chat, everyone that's been hanging out, man. It's been freaking awesome, man. So I appreciate all you guys being on here.
Dude, so Rain, I got to tell you this. We had a lot of the old OGs on, and then Ralph Cooper was here, Legendary, Island Ghost. The names just go on and on forever. And I haven't looked at the chat in the last like 10 minutes because I was charging my phone and doing some stuff around the house. Bro, you getting the band back together. Just saying.
I know. It feels like it. It feels good, man. Later glitches. Marvin Davis, you out, buddy? Right on, buddy. If you're out.
And then you get to add good people like Wayside and Nerdy. What's up?
What's up?
Don. Yes, sir.
What's up? One thing I just want to say real quick is how they censor you. So I first experienced this during the whole 2020 debacle, and what happened was that I had a Facebook at that time, and I was posting content, and it wouldn't post. It would just, and then if I were to attach something, it just wouldn't attach. At that point, I knew what was going on. I deleted it, and I switched over to Instagram, but it's still Meta, and it was the same. It was the same thing, and I deleted my account over there as well.
Yeah,
and
they took that shit over. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went to Parler, and then Parler wasn't censored, and I was getting like 10,000, 20,000 likes on my stuff, and then Parler shut down, and then I went to Rumble, and it was the same thing again at Rumble, and then it's the same thing again on Twitter. It's the same thing.
Remember?
Bro. Hey,
you guys remember? Remember they freaked out. Hold on, they freaked out over. They freaked out over fucking Kanye West buying Parler. Remember that? That makes sense, dude. Go ahead.
No, I want to answer this question on behalf of Rain because I was there when his channel got shut down. So in the weeks leading up to his channel get shut down, and I'm kind of new to this in terms of the shadow banning and this, that, and the third, because I'm not big on social media. I'm just, going on social media, getting content, absorbing content about crypto. And the crazy thing is that Rain, for weeks before it actually happened, for weeks, he was saying, hey, somebody's been in contact with me, like on side channels, saying that, the people at YouTube, the people at Twitter are actively watching your account in real time. And when he first said it, my first thought was, yeah, whatever. This channel's not that big. We're not talking about stuff that's it's not a big deal. And so weeks progress, and he keeps saying, this one guy keeps trying to reach out to me saying, the people, in the hub of YouTube at the corporate office are actually listening to his channel live. And I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, Rain's a cool dude, but is he that cool? And so that's what I was leaning to. And I'm like, Rain's entertaining. A lot of the people that I follow on, YouTube and Twitter, and I don't have Facebook, I've never had it, that I follow, we all are, like minds, whatever. So then one day, and I remember it was like a late August, September, Rain will remember the exact day. I'm driving home, Rain's doing his show, it's a Friday night, the OTC boys have already done their show. All the other people I listen to have already done their show for the week. The week's winding down. It's a Friday night. I'm coming home. I'm going to drink a beer and chill, and deal with all the issues I got going on in my house. And I swear to you, I'm literally a half a mile away from my house, and Rain's doing a show, and it just cuts off.
Wow.
Like straight to fade to black. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I don't hear from Rain in terms of social media for a few days. And I actually tried to reach out to him through Telegram and I think I was unable to reach out to him or to talk to him for a couple of days. And I started talking in back channels with other people I knew. And I was like, what's going on? They're like, his channel got yanked. And then finally, there's a conduit where Rain comes back on. We're talking, on social media. And he's like, dude, I have literally 10 to 15 years worth of content on YouTube, and it's all erased. And 15 years, only 3 of it was crypto, I believe at the time. The rest of it was music stuff that I can relate to because I used to be a DJ, and I used to have, still have friends that used to do rock music from like 80s rock music, but in the late 90s, early 2000s. So that was the vibe. But I'm like, all his stuff got kicked? He's like, yeah, all of it got kicked. And yeah, Rain said that he called the CEO a bad word, but that didn't deserve to erase everything. You want to erase the last 3 years of content? Cool. She was just a evil. No, she just made a bad decision, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Sean, the thing you have to understand, brother, is so we're intelligent folks, and the things that we talk about, most people don't talk about. They're usually talking about what the Kardashians did or what so and so whatever did. No one is talking about this stuff because this stuff is considered to be like out of society. Like, oh, if you mention those things, then you're a right wing or you're left wing or whatever wing you want to be. You're a conspiracy theorist or whatever they want to do. And that's just the world we live in. And that's like, if you were to say, for example, how they kicked Adam off. Now, if we're over here talking about some kind of presidential stuff or anything like that, they would have done the same thing. It's for the fact that he's mentioning things that are related to what's happening today. And if people were to start looking at those things, they would realize that the system we have today is garbage, and you can't have that.
Oh yeah, and I think that the whole system is waking up because when earlier in the show when they talked about the Latinos for Trump, that's a phenomenon in and of itself, but what most people don't know is that it's much broader and bigger than people think. And that's only because it's not being reported. And when I mean not being reported, in my daily life, I live in in Georgia, and there was a guy that ran for president in 2012. His name was Herman Cain, black guy. He was a radio
Mhm.
talk show host. Then he started running for president. And one of the things he used to say was, if you really think there's racism in America, do me a favor. Walk your daily life and see how racist people are to you in your daily life. And that resonated because in my daily life, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And my situation might be a little bit different. I get it, but no, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That was one thing we had. And he started gaining really, really big in the polls during the 2012 election. Then all of a sudden it came out that, oh, he was cheating on his wife and doing it for years. And then right before he died during COVID, guess what he said? He said that he has on good authority that the people that were trying to disparage him came from the Mitt Romney campaign. Both Republicans.
And who are you talking about?
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain, bro. Oh, I fucking love that dude. You kidding me?
Dude,
He passed
he
away
was-
from fucking COVID or the vid, huh?
Yeah, he went to a Trump rally. The way the story is, he went to a Trump
Got the
rally,
vid.
got the vid, and then passed away. Now
Dude,
he had
that-
some comorbidities because he
Yeah,
had
but it-
just got rid of stage 4 prostate cancer about 3 years prior. Stage
So
4.
his immune system may have been weakened, but it pissed me off, and I thought maybe that someone had took him out or whatever, and I was not happy, bro. Believe me, at all, dude. I fucking
No.
dug him. Didn't he save like Godfather's Pizza or Domino's Pizza or something?
Yes, Godfathers and
Godfathers,
and-
right? And dude, I love a
when I
good
was-
comeback. I love a good comeback story, dude.
And
You
he
know?
also was the CEO of the company that managed all the Burger Kings. But Godfathers is special to my heart,
Dude.
because when my dad was in the military, one of the things that my parents used to do for me and my brother is go grab Godfather's Pizza. We would have, and I know I'm being sappy right now, but this is 78 or 76, I can't remember. Get the pizza, have a ice cream float with Coca-Cola, and watch either the Dukes of Hazzard or Chips. That's how old I am. So, but yeah, so he did that. So that was a cool thing. But anyway, yeah, he was a good dude, and I don't think anybody necessarily took him out because he backed out of the presidential race long before anything happened. It was like he backed out like 6 years and said, "I'm not doing this no more."
You know one thing about. Is Sean still talking?
No, go ahead,
No,
Nerdy. Go ahead, Nerdy. You've been wanting to talk for a little while. Go ahead, dude.
One thing I forgot what I was going to say earlier, but on the subject I was talking about the V's. One thing I will mention is that I noticed that it's heat activated, which activated everything else. If you look at all the videos of people going through something, it was during they were hot. And then there was watching this video how this lady was a blood analyst, and she was analyzing blood, and there was a bunch of junk inside the blood. But when she put light onto it, which is heat, it started doing what it was doing again. So whatever people are, so if you could look, for example, athletes, people that are politicians or newscasters that are always hit with a lot of studio lights, stuff like that. Anyone ever notice that? Tropical areas, you know what I mean? So whatever is happening, it is heat activated.
Yeah, I heard it was 5, and then space letter. The word is used in gumball.
Yeah,
5 gumball.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking code.
This is
5 gumball. You know what I'm talking about, right? And then it activates the shot, clot, and then and the V.
Bomboclot!
Oh, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy, but you know what? You get it. You fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like some people would not get what we're even saying because they're not in the zone. And when you're in the zone, man, you're under attack, and you have to be smart. And you know what I mean?
But that's like one. That's the main reason why I always refer to like religious stuff and God stuff. Is because that's one thing. Like it kind of it's like a big glove over everything because it kind of relates always back to that. And if you notice, the people like over the past, I think how long have we? I think I met you guys like 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago, I met you guys. I think it was in the beginning of 2020, something like that. Ever since then, the people that have come past us or have been part of these talk shows are people who are in that spectrum and realize again that something is not right. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so freaking undeniable. What is happening is freaking biblical, man. And like then if you go back to the calendar, like the actual biblical calendar, every single financial thing is happening according to that calendar. Literally.
Right. The original one, though. The original.
I don't see how no one
You're talking about the original calendar, right?
Original calendar, bro.
Right.
Everything's happening according to original calendar. Like the 13th.
I wanted to say one thing real quick about Herman Cain. The last thing I was going to say, which is I think is pretty epic, and it dovetails into what Donald Trump says. You know how Donald Trump says, "Hey, I'm fighting for you, and I'm in their way. They want to get to you." Okay, so here's the interesting thing. He has said before, and people have said, "Yeah, you know, if I decide not to do politics anymore, whatever, then all these allegations and everything will go away." That's one of the things that actually happened to Herman Cain. When all these allegations that, you know, he cheated on his wife and did this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we're going to pull somebody out of the woodwork and say that, this lady says that I was sleeping with Herman Cain while he was married. The minute, and I swear to God, this was national news, the minute that he said, "Yeah, I'm not doing politics no more," and Herman Cain even said, "My wife is done with it, so I'm done with it."
Mm-hmm.
That the minute that happened, all the allegations went away. And I mean all of them. It was on local news, it was on national news, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And once he said, "I'm done and I'm bowing out of the campaign," everything went away, like quietly and super fast. And
because
when I saw that,
he wasn't a threat anymore. He wasn't a threat anymore.
And because he wasn't a threat, there's no reason to talk about it. So, all done. And I'm like, holy crap, it ended that fast. Because he was, real quick. He was still a popular radio talk show host that was making plenty of money. And any woman that would make these allegations would still have incentive to say, "Oh, he did this and I still need to get paid." All gone.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing.
Good job.
That's one thing you'll always notice about a lot of celebrities who've been through their ritual, and then they have a second thought of conscience, and they understand, like, I don't want this no more. You can have it back. And then they understand that the contract said that it was forever, you know, whatever they sold. And then that's when they start doing things. And next, you know, there's a whole campaign about how this person has gone batshit crazy and how they're mad and how they're becoming conspiracy theorists and all this stuff, you know, and they completely demonize them. Well, we know why.
Yeah, you're right. And if you're not controllable, and I'm talking with anything and everything, like, you are definitely, you're not their friend. You're not their friend, right? Like, they like remote controlled type of things and shit, you know?
No, he was
really.
Herman Cain was literally, in my opinion, because I watched his ascension, studying his business acumen, studying him in talk radio in Atlanta for like 5 years before he ran for president, is that he was basically the black version of Trump. The only difference is that Trump was a lot more boisterous But remember, Herman Cain had this thing called the 999 plan. And that 999 plan was like, okay, we're going to do, I don't know, let's say we're going to reduce the size of the government by 9% a year. We're going to make sure that the interest rate gets cut by, I'm just throwing stuff out there. Don't, hold me to it. 9%. And then we're going to do a 9% reduction of this, that, and the third to bring the budget in balance. And it's a very succinct and very plausible plan, and nobody wanted any part of it. Kind of like the fair tax plan. The fair tax plan was like, listen, we're going to take away the income tax completely, but we're going to add a tax of 21% on all new products, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the 21% has already been baked into the price that you're already paying. So what's going to happen is you're going to actually pay like maybe 5% less, but you're still going to pay the 21% for new products. Any used products, you don't pay taxes on. So if you buy a used, you don't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the plan to get the federal government in compliance and make it to where that you have a balanced budget. So he had a different spin on it, slightly different spin, a little more detail, and it got a lot of traction. And I think that's why they were like, "Oh, we don't want this guy."
Hey,
you
remember
when
Trump said that what was it? The tax people, I forget the name of the tax people, but no, H&R Block. Trump said, and it was against Hillary. He said, H&R Block isn't going to like me, and you're going to be able to do your taxes on a flashcard, and basically a flashcard. It's going to be that much paperwork. That's it, because it's going to be a flat tax.
Now, and that's the same premise as the fair tax. There's this guy named Neil Bortz. He actually used to be one of my customers. He was on the same radio station as Herman Cain before Herman, and he wrote a book called The Fair Tax. And the way it was designed was all the above that we talked about, and you would have the ability to pay your taxes on a card as small as a flash card or a postcard. For a 4-inch by 6-inch card, you could fill out your tax form, know what you need to pay, and you're done. And that was the whole concept. So yes, that is a real thing.
Yeah, I agree. And it lines up with the Nasara Jasara that I brought out, I think, in 2019, talking about that, and it sounded crazy, but it's funny because I don't have the list or whatever, but on the list of the Nasara Jasara stuff, and it's not really, I don't think it's called that anymore, but that's what it was called originally. And basically, a lot of the list has already been checked off on things that we're moving towards. And I really believe we're moving towards these things that I talked about, which probably, alluded to my channel being taken down, or was part of the problem of it being taken down, as I was breaking. And this could have been from the good guys or the bad guys, that I was saying shit too early. We were talking about the Great Reset back then, guys. 2019. You kidding me?
No.
Fucking, are you kidding me, man? That's, dude, way ahead of the curve. I got proof of that, too. I do have video proof of that I was talking about that shit. So one day I'm going to bring it out.
No, the biggest impediment to what you were saying back then, Rain, was the fact that if we enacted those policies, then the size of government would have to shrink, because there would be nothing for those, extra 87,000 IRS agents. There'd be nothing for them to do. It would be blatantly obvious that it was a government grab.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about stuff before the 87,000 agents were approved. So let's go back to 2019, 2016.
Oh, they defunded them. They defunded them, man. That's what the Republicans did. It's one thing that they did. They stopped that shit.
No, but what I'm saying is, let's go back 5 years prior. The IRS was already too bloated. And if you're talking about the IRS, and I don't want to call them out specifically, but any 3-letter agency, overbloated.
Oh, totally, bro. A lot of them should be gone, man. Come on. Yeah, they should be gone. A lot of them. We don't need them. You know, it's funny because I'll tell you what. There's an example, and I think it was used on purpose to obviously to bargain, but also to go. I wonder how good we would do. Would the country just shut down completely? Would we not be able to go on another day if the government shut down for a month or something? Guess what? Trump freaking did it, and that shit. It was shut down, boy, for a while. And people were freaking out. Only the people on media, they're the only ones that were freaking out. And it showed that we don't really need that much fucking government to be.
We really don't.
Lording over us, right? Like they don't do a whole lot. So yeah. Anyways, it was proven. It was already proven. We don't need that bloat.
The biggest problem the government has in the United States, the biggest problem they have, no matter what's going on, is the people. That's it. If the government would calm the F down, then all the people would calm down. Leave us alone. Let us do our thing. Let us run our business. Let us go to the grocery store. Quit trying to influence Wall Street, or quit letting Wall Street try to influence the government. And, so we can buy eggs and milk and, pay our mortgage and pay, car insurance and all this dumb stuff that the government has said that we have to pay in order to drive on a public road. Just leave us the freak alone. I just watched a video. I wish I could pull it up because it was on Twitter. And it was this guy that was at I think it was like a Blockworks event. And he was saying stuff like, do you know 120 years ago, we didn't have an IRS? We didn't have taxes.
Right, exactly.
Somehow everything worked.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
30 years
and the
ago,
original money, the original coin said, mind your business.
Yes.
Mind your business.
120 plus years ago, 120 plus years ago, Hawaiian government, the Hawaiian kingdom was overthrown.
No. And the other thing he said, listen, you think that if you use cash, you're free to do whatever you want because it's permissionless. No, it's not really permissionless, because if you use your debit card as a substitute for cash, you have to accept the fact that somebody has to okay your transaction.
Yeah.
He said 120 years ago, when you had coins before the dollar bill, you could transact permissionless whenever you wanted, however you wanted. And even if you were doing nefarious things, that's not good. And that's the guys that used to try to control it. But 99% of the population transacted permissionless, and they were doing the right thing. That's how we got screwed up.
I want to say one thing, going back where you guys are talking about the taxes and all this stuff. So there's two main words that all these people keep using. One is level playing field, which has to do with taxes. And then two is interoperability, which has to do with gold. So once you enact these two things, we're literally going to be free. You don't need a lot of governments to manage a lot of things. Most of it's going to be automated. And then we're going to have a community vote on a lot of things.
Hey, did you know that Musk, I was going to show the Elon Musk interview. Did you guys see the Elon Musk interview from his jet? And he was, the video was amazing on Starlink and everything. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
He talked about the leveling of the playing field on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you what, that was actually going to be one of my main things I was going to show tonight, was that interview. And I'll tell you why. Because I watched the whole thing. It was in 4K. I felt like I was there. It was so epic. And dude, I'm not kidding. Like that guy, it really sank into me that he really is Tony Stark. Trump is Superman or Batman. He's one of those.
Batman.
And yeah, exactly. And I was like, man, this guy, Elon Musk, I was like, I don't care what anyone says about him, about his past or anything, or what he wore for Halloween, what he has for his picture, all these things. Oh, he went to, the island, or whatever it is. What he's doing right now, he is legendary on a level. It's like, I'm not even kidding. I don't want to we don't want to have we don't want to worship people. But what I'm saying is he, in that interview, was so mind blowing. He was bringing up stuff was so crazy to me. And then he was handling all of it. I was like, dude, you need presidents like him, right? You don't need these clowns that are puppets. Like Trump is Trump is like a Elon Musk as far as the mind, and Kanye West is like a Trump and an Elon Musk in the mind. I'm telling you, they're geniuses. But he was talking about how they tried to coax him into freaking starting World War III, man. It was freaking. I wanted to show it tonight, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get a strike or get banned or what, because he says it's straight up, guys. Like, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And it blew my mind. The levels of different things he was talking about. And then he talked about leveling of the playing field, but I forget what it was talking about. And then I was like, it had to be what we're talking about, right? Because it lined up with it. When he said it, I think he was talking about payment systems too on Twitter.
Yeah, he was talking about X, and he was talking about how information and how how people think that Twitter Twitter was very leftist, and then now he's coming to the middle. So if you're setting on the left, it's going to seem like it's very right, but it's not. It's actually in the middle, and that's when he said that we're trying to level the playing field.
Right, and if you think about what he's doing though with the payment side of it too, that's one of the big key words that was used, the buzzword, right? So it just struck me. I'm like, oh wow, yeah. This guy he's on team fucking light, and the light is bright and it's beaming hard. I also heard a prophecy, dude, and I think this will come true. It was just like the Trump prophecy that he will not be a praying man, but he will become a praying man, and Trump has become a praying man. And also Elon Musk, it was prophesied that he may not know me yet, which this is God saying it, whatever. Basically, supposedly God told Dr. Manuel Johnson, which is he's been proven over and over and over about his prophecies, and they happen fast, man. And he said that Elon Musk will become a God-fearing man. He'll become a praying man, basically like a soldier for God, pretty much. Okay, because he just diverted World War III, guys. He just stopped an attack.
He did.
It was a Pearl Harbor level attack. And I was like, whoa, dude, when you think about it, and he gives you the details that I never heard anywhere. And I'm like, whoa, dude, that guy has so much on his shoulders, guys. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pray for him, man. They did try to take him out. They sent some fucking wackos at him I remember one night, and they attacked him in his car with his daughter, and he was freaking out. I remember that's when he thought that they were going to take him out when he was buying Twitter. And they were trying to take him out, right? Like so, but he was also demonstrating how awesome the whole Starlink thing is, as far as like being able to be in a jet live streaming, and it was flawless, right? Like, you know, like on a positive note, we're moving into an age where we're not going to be tied to like cable companies and all that kind of stuff, and you know what I mean? And like, and everything's going to be so awesome, and how he's building out X. The app or whatever, and it's going to be a media hub. It's going to be a freaking payment system. I'm pretty sure you're going to have journalists. That's going to be their careers are going to be on there. They're going to be able to come out of college, right? They're going to be able to come out of college and have their own freaking journalist deal on Twitter, or I'm sorry, on X. That's kind of nice. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if we started hosting elections on X.
Hey, he's always talking about town square, right? So he obviously he says democracy, though. I don't like that. It's like, no, republic, man. Republic.
Yeah, get it right.
A lot of people say that, though. They've brainwashed everyone. Even Tucker Carlson will say democracy. And I'm like, no, dude, it's republic, bro. Okay? Like, come on, get it right.
And the crazy part is, if you have to say that we're a constitutional republic, people look at you like you said that we're communists or something. It's like, no, bro, we are a constitutional republic. That's what keeps us so free.
Dude,
exactly. So I want to ask Wayside. Was Hawaii an original republic? Is that what it would be considered, or what would it be considered, Wayside? Could you educate us, please?
Okay, well, the story, it's not a story, it's in history, but Kamehameha the Great, Kamehameha the First, was the first king to unite all of the islands. So there was a battle. He was on the island of Hawaii, the big island. He was born there and became a chief there. And then he there was a stone over there in Hilo called the Naha stone. It's like 4,200 pounds or something like that. As coming of age, he lifted that stone and rolled the stone, and that the prophecy was that if there was anybody to lift that and roll that stone or move that stone, that he would unite the islands. And he lived up to that prophecy. He went to Maui. He came to Maui. They had a few big battles in Iao Valley, and if I'm not mistaken, in Oluwalu, which is on the Lahaina side of Maui, and conquered Maui. Then he went to Oahu, and then they had the big battle over there on Oahu at the Pali, which is a big cliff area. They actually pushed the competing chief right off the cliff, pretty much, over there in Oahu. And then he moved on to Kauai. Kauai was a different story. Kauai was they actually talked. They had a meeting, and they talked about it, and they said that the bloodshed was too much already. So they actually had a peace treaty that they worked out between each other. And the high chief from Kauai gave his daughter to Kamehameha as a gift of peace. And then the kingdom of Hawaii was born, or I should say, the Hawaiian kingdom was born.
Okay, there you go.
What is crazy is the whole timeline is 1918. I heard Sean mention it earlier, that was actually the death of Kamehameha the First, and his son, his heir, was the one to take over, and he was merely, I think he was real young, when he did take over. But there was a series of kings that ruled, and then there was a couple of there was the last ruler was a Queen Liliuokalani. She was that was overthrown. Oh, and I'm sorry, I think I got the dates mixed up over there. It wasn't 1918. It was 1819 is when Kamehameha the First.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then of course the overthrow came in 1893. That was when Hawaiian Kingdom was overthrown, and they say it was a bloodiless overthrow, but there's evidence on the flag that I seen with bullet holes and blood stains on it, representing that it was very much a bloodshed that happened there. And it was basically like, I don't know if I explained it to you guys before, but it was like capture the flag, before, where if you take down the kingdom that you're conquering and you raise your own flag, you now become the king or the ruling of that kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the maritime law stuff. Yes.
Right.
Capture the flag. Yep.
So if you notice that there's a British Jack on the Hawaiian flag, that was actually a representation before Kamehameha the First died. He had a treaty made with the British royalty, giving us recognition as our own nation, and stating that he was a neutral nation, that Hawaii is now a neutral nation. We don't condone in war, and because of maritime law, they were recognizing maritime law. There was to be no guns entered into the ports or harbors, so they had to stay out a mile before and get on the smaller boats and then come in, the battleships and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's how they used to operate before. And
hey, Woodside, Rank,
what's
can you
up?
hear me?
What's up, Sean?
Yeah, we hear you. What's up, buddy?
I was gonna say I gotta bounce. I gotta get up early, so I just want to say thank you, Rain. Thanks, Wayside.
One love, Sean T.
Yeah, thanks, Nerdy. Thanks for the chat. And
Yeah,
I'm out.
thank you,
I'll
bro.
really-
Thank you for coming on.
All right, bro. Later, guys.
That was awesome. Thank you. Have a good weekend and good day at work if you got to work or whatever.
Oh yeah, later.
Yeah, come back now. You hear?
Yeah.
So my question, my question is, does I don't know. It's like, does Hawaii go back to that style of being, or is it too late? You know, like Puerto Rico. Go ahead.
This is the crazy part about it, is a lot of people don't know that we were a very what should I say? The Hawaiian Kingdom had input with other nations throughout the world. They were recognized and had treaties, like I said.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of treaties stating that we were a kingdom, and we were a neutral kingdom at that. So during one of the king's reigns, Kauikeaoli, Kamehameha III, he actually had personal quarters in Lahaina, called Moku'ula, where they actually built a church, and the church stood there for like 150 years or something like that before this fire. But anyways, he had his personal quarters there, and he actually wrote the Constitution for the Hawaiian Kingdom there in Lahaina. That's where the government started, was in Lahaina, actually.
So you have a constitution then, or are they going by that now, or no? Actually, it's going by our constitution, right? Or actually, you're a state, so you have a state constitution.
Correct. So what it is the state is operating under maritime law, basically.
Right. That's supposed to go away. That's supposed to go away. So.
Exactly. Which is kind of, I have connections directly to the Hawaiian Kingdom, and I am a person from the government. I can say I'm actually a marshal for the kingdom. And
oh, dude, that's fucking epic, bro.
So when things happen, I'll be the one over there to escort people and basically boot them. but it's gonna be kind of, it's gonna be crazy because a lot of people are not gonna agree, and we all see that. We all know that everybody has their own opinion on things, and there's a lot of errors here in Hawaii. The bloodlines is all connected, like I said before, and basically, if you're living now and you're of Hawaiian or Kanaka descent, you basically have royalty in your bloodline, because there was so much families and stuff that was all intertwined. And even back then, in the beginning of the monarchy, which it was a monarchy, then it ended up being a constitutional monarchy, which is when he wrote the Constitution, and there was all kinds of amendments and stuff like that. And one of the stuff that he wrote in there in the Constitution is that if there was people of non Kanaka descent, and they are to be known as Hawaiian because they lived in the Hawaiian nation. It's a nationality, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So a lot of people get misconstrued about what Hawaiian is and everything like that, because it's really what the people are Kanaka Maoli. And
man, you bring the grassroots, man. You bring the grassroots, man. I love it. I love hearing this shit, dude. You're making my day. You're making my day. Thank you.
Stay rooted all the time.
I love it because it actually has more history than I know of my own history. So what you have, you're like a freaking walking library of knowledge of your peoples, right? So I don't have that necessarily with mine. It goes back like to the still, the Revolutionary War. But you start getting out into Europe and all that, and then it, stuff starts to fade. So you lose it, right? Like so, like with you though, you're like, bam, you know what's up. It's been nonstop. Roots, man, roots and shit in that shit, right?
Yeah, it's been going on for centuries. I mean, everything that's unfolding that everybody talking about, it's a build up and a collective of a lot of things that's been happening over history, and it's not just to the Hawaiian people, but to humanity, in general, because we all been suffering. We all fall victim to the system's stronghold. We all trying to just survive, make it. But it seems to be that there's powers that be that keep us suppressed and oppressed throughout our experiences in life. And we just gotta know that we are the eye of the beholder. We are the master of our destiny. We are the captain of our own ship. We all need to just be aware of what's going on around us, process things, not jump to conclusions and respond with emotions. Like I said, have an open mind to everything that's going on around you, because right now anything is possible. We all see it. Anything can happen right now. We don't know when it's gonna be our day. So we just gotta live for today, and stop worrying about the past. And we can see where our future is going, and we know where we came from, which is the past. Don't forget about it, but still just live for today. Live for everyone that's around you. Love everyone that's around you. It's contagious. So if you welcome that kinds of things, then that's what you're gonna experience.
Yes, nerdy. Is this not fucking awesome, dude? Having the Wayside Soldier here, man. Damn, you guys are awesome. Like,
I just wanted to say real quick. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Oh, I love it. Bring it, man. Bring it.
He's having a rally at the. Someone's mentioned that they're watching the rally on RSBN. So one of the things he said was he's going to fire everybody. He says, "I will fire every corrupt official who has weaponized our government against Christians, conservatives, patriots, and people of our faith. We are going to fire them." So,
dude, that's fucking. I heard him say
that I've been saying to my wife for years now, that we're going to see politicians resigning.
Oh yeah,
we're going to see politicians being giving their resignation because of one certain reason, but we all know what the real reason is everybody is seeing who they're truly working for, who's cutting that paycheck, you know what I mean, and not succumbing to the powers that be. Because we got to realize that we have energy. We are energy beings. Whatever we put our energy into, that's what's gonna manifest itself. So if we keep thinking of this negativity and this dystopian, guess what? You're gonna get your dystopian. So stop. We on earth as it is in heaven. That's what it is. We live it right now. Be thankful for everybody, everything that's around you. Because that's what it comes down to. Is you making sure you see the resources around you and take advantage of that. Everything is energy around us. Everything.
Definitely. I think one main thing that's going to occur is, I think it's so obvious, is less government. I think government's going to shrink, bro. Honestly, I really do think government's going to shrink. I think government's going to shrink. We'll go back to gold and silver, real constitutional money. We'll go back to our real constitutional ways, and then everyone will prosper. I believe in whatever is happening is going to happen for the better of us. And I think truly there was a timeline shift, because I remember a certain time in period during the whole 2020 stuff where nobody had faith in politicians, nobody had faith in celebrities, nobody had faith in anybody, and everyone was just on their own. And then boom, we had the whole Will Smith slap debacle happen. But even though that Grammy Award show was recorded like before the pandemic even happened, I think it was like in 2019 or something. So, and then that happened, and then everyone who collectively as a whole world, we were all together, and then all of a sudden people started talking about that, and then boom, the energy was gone. You know what I mean? So I think what's going to happen is we're at the point where people have noticed everything so much, and people are so fed up because no one really cares about anything. Everyone's trying to figure out, how am I supposed to pay for food? How am I supposed to pay for gas? How am I supposed to live? You know what I mean?
Because we're headed for that breaking point.
Yeah, and we're at that breaking point, because the one thing they not only did they attack the kids, they attacked people's finances, and now they also attack people's livelihood. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to a point, we're actually leaning to a point of no return. Where everything they thought that it was going to be benefit to them is actually going to work against them. But
hey, lower levels talking about fiat leak, whatever. Is that website? What is that? I can't remember. Fiat leak. You remember what that is, Nerdy? Sorry.
No.
I'm all in the chat and shit. Sorry, man.
I think we should end it, bro. It's been 3 hours.
What's that?
It's been 3 hours.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, man. Don't want to break you guys.
All good. All good.
Man, I mean, shit, we could I could go on all night if people just kept rolling in. And that's what usually happens is people keep rolling in. I think Mullet, he just freaking chimed in, like, you know, he hadn't been able to talk for a while. So, yeah, it's funny. No, but you guys are awesome. I appreciate everything, man. And yeah, what Trump was saying, he said basically, from what I saw the other day, he said, I'm going to fire everyone like on my, I think he said on my show, The Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
And I started just laughing, dude. It was so crazy. So yeah, is that what you saw, Nerdy?
No, it's actually he's doing a rally today in Washington D.C. It's today.
Yeah, so he said that I don't know if it was a rally or an interview.
Let's play it. I just shared the Twitter link.
I think it was a fucking video that he did. He said, I'm going to fire everyone that is corrupt or whatever, right? And it's going to be like on the Apprentice, like on my show, The Apprentice. And it was.
I linked it in the chat. You should play it.
All right. All right, hold on. Let me see. Oh, nice. How long is it?
Like 5 seconds. It's really short.
All right, hold on. I gotta freaking bring. I had one already lined up to do. Let's see if I could bring in another one. That would be awesome. No, I have to stop that one. Damn it. All right. Real quick. Hold on. Oh shit. Yeah, because I got a lot of browser tabs open now.
Rain, would you consider having this show on Rumble? I think we can attract more people on Rumble.
I was gonna do it on Rumble actually. It was supposed to be live streaming to Rumble, but it's not working. Haven't been able to get it to work. No, it didn't work. I tried it every time. Pissed me off, man, because that was my plan. I had a Rumble. I created it just for that. Actually, I was gonna do Rumble. Then I'm all, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try YouTube, right? I'm just gonna test it out.
Yeah.
And then I was able to get on here. All right, so I added it. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so hold on. All right, here we go.
But I will fire every corrupt official who has weaponized our government against Christians, conservatives, patriots, and people of faith. We're going to fire them. You're fired. But I will fire
You're fired.
I love it, dude. I want to hear it again. Hold on.
I love that guy, man.
I will fire every corrupt
such a comedian
who has weaponized our government against Christians, conservatives, patriots, and people of faith. We're going to fire them. You're fired. But I will fire every corrupt.
Yeah, dude. Like, so, and add on to that, right? Add on to that, freaking what I just said. That add on, I'm gonna fire him just like I did on my show, The Apprentice. All right. So yeah, that's the shit. That's the shit he's saying, and he's calling fucking Bozo a Manchurian candidate, which fucking blew my mind. He said it so many times. Like, it's blowing my mind. I forget more than I know. Like, I know a lot. I learn a lot, but I forget a lot of it. And that was one of the things I had forgotten. I've been meaning to say it. Like, the fact that he called him a Manchurian candidate, dude. Like,
yeah. You know how I know.
Yeah,
you know how I know that he's still
crazy.
in control. It's for the fact that he mentioned that on his last rally how Biden's mental health is weak, and how he's not cognitively there, and how they should enact the 25th Amendment. And then next thing you know, CNN is now putting stories about how Biden is not always there, and how now Biden Hunter got caught with some charges, he got indicted, and all this other stuff. It's like, come on, bro. He literally gave everybody the green light, and now everything's happening.
You know, I think you're onto something. I heard someone else, like putting the dots together, and it's kind of wild. Like, everything's coming together. I feel it. Like, I feel it in the energy. Like, we're coming to a head, and there could be, projections where people are going, oh, this is going to happen on this date. And this is going to, oh my God, 2024, this is what's going to happen. But we don't really know. Like, things could actually flip this year. And we could be totally thrown off, just like I was thrown off in 2020, right? I was thrown off in 2020, even though I knew something was coming, but I was thrown off. Hold on, I just added wayside. I was thrown off by how it went down, but I knew something was coming. I was talking about it on my show. I was telling everyone martial law was coming. Well, it ended up being medical martial law, right? So, it's crazy.
The one main thing is that you can't just transform the banking sector. Like, the banking sector, the healthcare sector, the energy sector, they're all connected. They're all one big unit. They're one big organism. Like, you can't just change the banking sector, not change the rest. That's why, when people say, "Oh, when is everything going to happen?" Well, look at the new bank updates of when they're going live. Look at the new financial system when that's going live. Look when hospital stuff's happening or ID stuff is happening. So because when you go to the doctor's office, you won't need to do your paperwork, but then again, you need to pay for your co-payment, and you have to have insurance. So how do you link that? And that's going to be through your NFT and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't just say, "Hey, we're going to have a new financial system." It's like, no, it's like everything has to change at once. So everything has to go down at once, and you have to implement everything at once.
Hey, well, think about we were talking about earlier, right? We were talking about real estate. That is huge. And then the property thing. So when I bought my house in 2018, property was doing their thing. And I was telling my agent about that and Bitcoin and everything, right? And they were going, one of them would be like, "Yeah, we just had a guy, he made it big in Bitcoin and he bought a house, over here and he bought it with Bitcoin." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So you guys know what's up." Oh, what's up? Barry Shipes in the freaking building. What's up, bud? What's up, Barry Shipes? Yeah, Bubba Gump, Bubba Shrimp.
That's one main thing about the Bank of International Settlements, because you have to understand a lot of these Federal Reserves with central banks, but they're illegal. Like, they're actually null and void. They're not even supposed to be around. So they.
I'm sorry, Nerdy. Hold on just a second. Hey, Barry Shipes, do you want to come up, bro? Like Barry Shipes, he's old school, man. He's what the fuck was his name? Oh, he ended up being the crypto camper, but he used to be like Bubba. I forget how he used to do his name. It was cool, Bubba Shipes, I think it was. Anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah. If you want to come up here, let me know in the chat, dude. And I'll give you the link. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nerdy.
I think it was.
I killed your groove.
No, you're good. I think it was called the BIS has one thing called Project Leap. Well, Project Leap is to leap to convert the whole financial system and the system we have today into quantum mechanics. That's literally one of their projects.
Yep.
And we know.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, we know that if your network or whatever you're investing in, whatever network or whatever you're investing in is not quantum proof, it is not going to survive. We know that for a fact. So we're going to an era of where security gets heightened. Everything is going to be cloud service. Everything's going to be an API. Like, we're moving into a world where you won't have to worry about security no more. You can't have a complete digital world and still worrying about like phishing attacks and all these other like hackers and ransomware and all this stuff. Because if you have something like that, there goes someone's. It's not just, oh, I just hacked your computer and now you have to pay me. No, it's more of, now I hacked your identity, you pay me, or I misuse your identity and use AI to make you seem like you're doing something that you are not. You know what I mean?
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't even think about that kind of shit. Wow.
Yeah.
But
I don't think of that shit.
Yeah, well, I've heard about like people cloning themselves on purpose, right? Like this model who cloned herself with AI online, and it's like doing stuff for her and shit. I was like, it was kind of blowing my mind. It's like Island Ghost Stephanie. She's into that AI shit. Like, I'm not really into it. And she's got stuff automating her Twitter, which I used to have telemarketing stuff. I probably could access some of it, and it automates your YouTube or whatever, but it's probably outdated. But this stuff she's using is straight AI, like becoming you. And I'm like, that's just kind of weird to me, man. It's a little weird. Sorry.
There was a program called Voice or something. I forgot exactly what it was called, but it was literally an AI model that speaks to you on the phone. I think Tesla has this, where it's a AI representative that's talking to you and giving you customer service, and it feels like you're talking to a real person. Now, imagine
right. Yeah, he said he has the most advanced AI right now. That Tesla has the most advanced AI, and he's warning us about AI.
Okay, now imagine that model, that same concept, but you're using it for yourself. Now, when people are calling you, they're talking to you, but if they're not talking to you, they're talking to the AI model of you.
It's fucking dude. It's
you're going to get to a point where you're gonna, like, for example, Neuralink is a big thing, and you're going to come to a point where you can upload your conscious, or not your conscious, but your personality, your common traits onto something where you can have surrogate bodies. You know what I mean? I think that point is where hell actually reigns in, is when we all become
yeah. So like I said, like, I really believe there's a bifurcation point that we're coming to in the future. I don't know when. I can't say exactly when it's going to be, but it's in the future, and the timelines are going to split. Yeah, and it all depends on your frequency, which timeline you'll go on, and if you're really, really, like, your frequency's super low, and I'm not judging anyone, right? Like, I've been all over the place with frequency, but like, if your frequency's really low, that you will go on to that kind of dystopian. And you're falling for all that stuff, right? You're the one falling for all that. Well, you'll go on that dystopian timeline, and then the people who are raising their vibration will ascend to the other timeline. And that's why I think a lot of the ancients in South America disappeared. A lot of them disappeared. Cultures, whole entire cultures. Why? Because they ascended to another dimension of this earth. Is how I look at it. It's what I've been learning. It's what I've been learning. But that's getting on the really deep level of shit, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, if you look, I think it was in Texas. I believe it was in Texas. How Texas has a fully automated McDonald's. There's no one working inside. It's literally all robots.
Yeah. So they're kind of trying to do that with Taco Bell, but yet they backtracked, and then they started doing it to where they had people like in the drive-thru, and it was weird. Yeah. Because they'd just be standing there in the drive-thru wanting to take your order, and they would stop you before you could see the menu, and I'd be like, well, I don't even know what to freaking order. And you're like, and I'm all, why are you guys doing this? Oh, well, we're trying to be more like In-N-Out Burger. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it was kind of the reverse of what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. It's what the main thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to make it to, like, the two-tier society model is the main objective. But the two-tier society is going to come through the carbon initiative and all those things, where you'll get a UBI payment and you'll get funds and stuff. But let's just say you need more money. Well, what do? Well, you sell your carbon credits or whatever. Your what do you call it? Your DREX. You sell your DREX to someone that's wealthy, and they use that to go on trips and go on whatever. But you're over here. You're basically selling your monthly supply of DREX to the wealthy, and the wealthy is collecting that amount and traveling and going to the world. But for you, the person that's selling it, your world is actually in a VR headset. So you really don't care about traveling. You care more about the things you own, but you don't really own. And I think that's where the saying goes of you'll own nothing and be happy, because you'll have digital items that you own, but they're not tangible items.
Yeah,
But,
dude, you could get,
bro,
you could get
the
so
model
deep.
is so clear.
It's yeah, anyways, I don't know, man. Like, so do you vibe with that 2 timeline thing, Nerdy?
So I believe the 2 timeline is happening, and it's happening right now, and it's I think that's based off of consciousness, to be honest. I believe we right now having this conversation, we're on the other side. People who think that this is conspiratorial or whatever, they're on that side.
So maybe the bifurcation is the ones that aren't supposed to be here, right? If it's a splitting of the timeline, they pass on or whatever, or even just disappear and disintegrate. Like was it internal combustion or whatever they call it?
I think it's separated by intellect and consciousness.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more simpler and a lot more multi-leveled. And I think that there's a lot of possibilities, like how I said earlier. And the reason why is because there is multiple options, you know, kind of like when you're playing in the game, in any game, when there is multiple choices on if you're gonna save the boss or if you're gonna turn him in or whatever, you know what I mean? In like Grand Theft and that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can choose which destiny you want to be on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that multiple dimensions of or alternates are occurring at the same time, but we pick and choose as we're going through it. We're actually traveling through time. People don't realize this, but
yeah. When you drive,
goes by,
yeah,
that's us traveling in time. You know what I mean? Time is a manufactured thing.
Well, think about it. When you drive down the road, you are going into the future.
Yeah, yeah, and because you're moving exponentially faster than you would normally be moving, you're actually going quicker into the future. You know what I mean?
Fucking crazy, huh? Yeah, oh, it's moving fast. Like, it is moving fast. Like, so my buddy, I think it caught my buddy off guard. One of my buddies, like, time is moving really fast. And people are starting to see it. Like, you feel it. It's happening. I've been feeling it for a while. And what I also noticed, guys, is that when the Schumann resonance is, I would say, like, normal or below, I don't do good. Like, I'm dragging. I have no energy, right? Like, I got the jebs. I got the low energy jebs. But when the frequency's higher, it's above normal, and it's, you know, sometimes even real high, I freaking do really good. So what that means is, what I've been learning is, I am getting super tuned in with the earth, because it's the frequency of the earth, guys. Like, so it's mind blowing what we're experiencing. I love it. I will hug a tree all day long, mother truckers, all day long. Tree huggers.
If like the main thing is that we understand that we are a radio, and we can make contact with knowledge that's here, that's around us in the ether. And this is how a lot of people who meditate and stuff, they get this, like, they get occult knowledge from somewhere or whatever. Well, you're literally tapped in and you're downloading information. That's literally what you're doing. We're all computers.
Asprana.
What was that?
Asprana.
What's that?
Yeah, like when you breathe in asprana. That's what
yeah.
Is that like the life force? Is that life force?
Yep. And in Hawaii, we call that the ha, the breath of life.
Yeah, because I've heard it called prana. I've heard it's chi, life force, right? Yeah, dude, the ether. It's freaking crazy. Yeah. See, this is what I like, is that we can get deep. We can get deep, and we can talk crypto and stuff, but you can get so deep, because I think we all need to be able to get a little deep, have a place to where we could talk right? And about stuff that maybe some people wouldn't even want to talk about. Like, I like it, man. It expands the mind, you know, and then learning from Wayside about true history and shit, you know, from a person that has ancient lineage, you know.
Yeah, I think the closer we get, the higher we ascend, and the closer we get, is the less that we fear death, and we understand that it's just the next. It's just the next. It's the next. Like we understand eternal energy. We understand 0 point energy. We understand all the energies, and we understand that it's forever. You know what I mean? And this is how. I think we'll understand that the only way to escape the cycle is to accept and realize that there is a higher being, and to, you know, just understand the grace.
Yeah, dude, I want to read this dude from Devin Steve. Check this out. He says, because I got to set my StreamYard up. It's a long story, but I got to make it to where I can bring the chat up. But I'll just read it. And it says, if you hug a tree, push your dirty energy into the ground so the roots can clean it and draw some clean energy out of the trunk. You feel great, right? And you actually from hugging a tree, you get the ions, the negative ions, right? Yeah, it does. You're recycling it. Yes, crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
There's also negative ions in water movement. In every source of water that's moving, like a river and
alive. It's alive. Yes, it's alive.
The negative ions are alive in all things that are living.
Yeah, I have a pennant in my pocket I carry, and it's like volcanic. It's all kinds of different stuff that's mixed together, and it actually puts off quite a bit. It's rated probably 5,600 negative ion rating, and it's called a quantum pennant, and it's actually it's whatever patented in Japan. It's Japanese technology. So it's actually would be like an ancient technology, but you know, to us it would be, oh wow, that's pretty freaking cool. So it's like grounding, and it's allowing your body to flow, right? Allowing the blood to flow, not coagulate, and it gives you energy, and dude, it's amazing. So
is it a black stone?
Yeah, it's a black. I would have to show. I could show it. Hold on, I could show it.
Like obsidian.
Obsidian, yeah, right.
It's a black color, but you could get other colors of it. But I don't know what the stone would be. It's volcanic and other things. I'd have to look at I'd have to grab the information though. But it's called quantum science, and it has like looks like what it'll be a crop circle, which you would see as a crop circle. So some geometry, you know, ancient geometry or whatever they call it. Can't even think of it right now. Oh, hold on.
A spiral.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a tree of life. I'm gonna say. Hold on. It looks like an Oreo cookie.
That does look like a cookie.
I kind of want to eat it now. So that's that probably is a crop circle that has probably been put on the earth at one point, and then and it says this on the back. I can't read it, but this quantum science. You can find them on eBay. You want to make sure you get a real one, but it's pretty awesome, guys. I'm gonna tell you what, this thing's powerful. And I watched the guy do the actual reading on it with a machine, like a little handheld deal. It's a provable quantum science right here. Simple. And then also there's this. So like these, and I got this with a frequency, a Hertz frequency wand that I got. This card right here, it's the same tech, but it's put into the card. I don't know how they do it. Don't ask me, but it supposedly has a similar rating to this one, like 5,600, whatever it is, negative ions, whatever. Pretty wild.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go back in science and realize like we're supposed to be wearing copper and we're supposed to be wearing silver. We're supposed to be wearing gold because it enhances us because we are batteries. We are a computer.
Bring back Tartaria.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one thing about Tartarians on their shoes, they used to have grounding pieces on their shoes.
Yep.
So maybe that's what we are doing. We're gonna maybe we're going to have that, right? That kind of like style of life where you have the where they're using the frequencies and they're using the energy that's coming, you know, that's around us, right? Like with the steeples, they weren't churches; they were energy centers.
I forgot to
connect with
mention
Mother Earth again.
I forgot to mention earlier too when you guys were talking about Tesla. Did you guys know that Iolani Palace had lights in it before the White House did? Iolani Palace is on the island of Oahu.
Oh wow! Serious?
Oh, wow.
Yep, and if I'm not mistaken, it was wireless.
Yeah, I see a lot of things. If you go look in India and you go look, like all the Asian countries, like for example, like Malaysia and Singapore and all these places, they have the building structures. Most of them are gold, and they all have antennas. Free energy was around. Free energy is not fake. Free energy
Totally.
is
Have you guys ever seen the freaking pictures that were from the 1800s of people flying around in these like? They're like, I don't even know how to describe them, but they were little transporters. They were what would it be called? Anti-gravity, right? Obviously, anti-gravitic. They were flying around in this shit, guys. So that makes me believe, because I think that the magic carpets were real, right? They had flying airships. I think
they knew about Mercury, and they knew about putting a charge through Mercury and how it bends space and time. They knew about it. They're very familiar with Mercury. And that's why they said, "Oh, Mercury's bad for you. This isn't that," but it's not, bro.
They found them in the pyramids. They found it in the belly of the pyramids, right? All over the world.
All over the world. Even if you go to all the ancient Indian temples, we even have stories about it. How Mercury itself in raw form is red, and that's what a lot of our gods were used. And like, they go so deep, bro. But even if you go back into Christian like cathedrals and stuff like that, all those churches, the old Tartarian churches, they're all grounded. All of them, they're all grounded for a reason.
Right, because exactly.
Once they do that, if you walk in there and you start meditating and stuff, you're gonna connect to God. Let's believe that.
That's true. It's true. So, you know, whether it started out for that reason, I don't know. I think they were healing centers. I think it was connecting with source, right? You know, but they didn't have they may have had religion in their own way, but I don't know. We don't know. But yeah, the religion thing where it's like, oh yeah, they built that. That's a church, and it was built for the religion, and you know, but no, that's not true. The ancient buildings are all over the world. They're all over America, and you don't even realize it. Like artwork, you see, like you're like, dude, people haven't done work like that since ancient times. You're looking at these buildings, and they're like it's the county building. Oh, it's the freaking city building, and you're going, no, man. Oh, it's the Capitol. Way too exotic, man. You know, it's that lost period of time. That's why I think we will get the truth. I'm a believer, and you can be a believer too. I'm with Justin Bieber. No, I'm just kidding. I believe it, dude. I do. I believe we're gonna actually get to learn all these things. And you know, YouTube's already teaching people these things. So people are out there learning and teaching all of this. So it's happening.
Devon, one thing I want to say, brother, the main reason why they want to destroy everything is the same reason why they went into Syria, bro. The same reason why they go to Iran. A lot of our history is stuck in that part of the
ancient, bro. Ancient.
All ancient, a lot of stuff that's part of the old world is stuck. That once we see, people think that it's a desert. It's not a desert. It's a very rich city that's covered because, you know, Earth goes through cycles. But there's a main reason why they overthrew Gaddafi and they destroyed that region, completely destroyed that region for a reason.
Libya just got crushed just now, right? Didn't it? Just recently from a flood.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude,
bro. That's how you base history.
Brutal. What's that? I'm sorry. Wayside. It's probably. I don't even know what time it is. What's the time difference, Wayside? I always get lost in that.
Right now it's 6:22 p.m. This is what it looks like.
Okay, so you guys are behind us by 3 hours. What's up, man? Dude, I'm so glad you came on tonight. Dude, when you missed last weekend show, I was kind of bummed because you were like, "Oh, I'm watching now," and I'm like, "Damn, I would have loved it. Got some of that love."
Yeah, I was
That's
kind of
awesome.
bummed. I was kind of bummed, but oh well. Next time.
Hey,
always
dude,
the
I
next Friday,
appreciate. You don't even know how much I appreciate it. So what's up, man? That's
yeah.
awesome,
All right, Rain.
dude.
I'm heading out, brother.
What's that? You done? Right on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dinner and stuff.
Yeah, we probably call it, man. I mean, shit, we went a long time, so I appreciate everyone that came out.
Right
I want to pull up one thing, dude, that we watched to pump us up, like pump my bags up. But this is something I found, and I think it's pretty fucking epic. Hold on, let me play it. We'll end it out with this. Let me get this thing going here. Make sure I got the right one. Yep. All right. Add it. Is that the one? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is pretty badass, guys. Hold on. I think I gotta stop the music in the background, man. Probably should do that. Hold on. All right, just do that, and then it's not playing sound. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. That was my bad.
I am a soldier in the army of my God. The Lord Jesus Christ is my commanding officer. The Holy Bible is my code of conduct. Faith, prayer, and the Word are my weapons of warfare. I have been taught by the Holy Spirit, trained by experience, tried by adversity, and tested by fire. I am a volunteer in this army. I am enlisted for eternity. I will not get out, sell out, be talked out, or pushed out. I am a soldier. I am not a baby. I do not need to be pampered, petted, primed up, pumped up, picked up, or pepped up, because I am a soldier. No one has to call me, remind me, write me, visit me, entice me, or lure me, because I am a soldier. No one has to send me flowers, gifts, food, cards, candy, or give me handouts. I do not need to be cuddled, cradled, cared for, or catered to. I am committed. I am a soldier. I cannot be discouraged enough to turn me aside. I cannot lose enough to cause me to quit. I will win. I am more than a conqueror. I will always triumph. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. Devils cannot defeat me. People cannot disillusion me. Weather cannot weary me. Sickness cannot stop me. Battles cannot beat me. Money cannot buy me. Governments cannot silence me. And hell cannot handle me. I am a soldier. Even death cannot destroy me. For when my commander calls me from this battlefield, he will promote me to captain and then allow me to rule with him. I am a soldier in the army. I am marching. I am claiming victory. I will not give up. I will not turn around. I am a soldier.
Dude.
Awesome.
Wow. All right, so we lost Nerdy, so he checked out. Right on Wayside. And let me see. I don't know if did everyone leave? Right on. I was watching that. What did you think of that, Wayside?
Awesome, awesome. You
Yeah.
know what is funny is I remember telling my mom and my grandma before that I could see myself doing exactly what that depicted, battling demons and sending them back to where they came from.
Sending them packing, man.
Yep, yep. And what is crazy is I remember that from when I was a little boy. Little
That's
boy
awesome, dude.
going to Sunday school, and realizing what our energy is supposed to be used for. Yeah, and it's to cast that evil out. It's what it
That's
is.
awesome. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Man, I'd have to say tonight was a success, and I definitely, man, I had a good time. I'm gonna tell you what. You definitely made it happen, Wayside. Thank you, buddy, and everyone in the chat and everyone that came on too. That was awesome.
Yeah, shout
Did you
out to
get pumped?
everybody.
So you got pumped up by that video?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I have to do a shout out to whoever made that, man. Where the hell is that? Hold on. Oh man. Yeah, that was Lord of the Pepes.
Lord of the Pepes.
Lord of the Pepes. Freaking put that one out, man. Like I found that
Nice
out. Like, that is
visuals,
so
nice
epic.
visuals. That was awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yes. I mean, it was like, dude, I was so sucked into it. I was like thinking, I hope everyone stays and I can say bye and everything because I'm in this shit. I was in there, dude. I was watching that show. I was in there, dude. Sean T. Yeah, everyone. Rye Guy, Barry Shipes, Devin Steve, anyone else who's in there, Nerdy X, Wayside, freaking everyone, dude. Everyone
Right
that
on,
came out
Rain.
tonight. Wem Mullet, everyone. I don't know who else is still
Thank
here,
you
but
so much, Rain, for having this platform and talking about all this stuff. Somebody needs to talk about it.
yeah. Hey, I appreciate that lower level. And Barry Shipes, glad you showed up, man. I've been hitting you up for a while. That's awesome, man. So I've been putting the work in, like I said, to get the word out, and it's been working. It's working so far. So if you have like what showed up tonight, the people that showed up tonight, and then even more that I already shouted out, and some people that have came that maybe haven't come back, in a while, but if everyone was to show up, man, it would get really wild. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this, guys. It was like 3 years. So if it wasn't for the boys with the boardroom and coffee time and those guys allowing me to be on their shows, it would have been really hard to get going again, Took a little while to do it myself, that's for sure. Yeah, so
Good
go ahead,
stuff,
Wayside.
Rain.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good stuff, brother. I just want to say I appreciate it. All everybody, boardroom guys, Berserker, XRP Bags, Crypto Tales, everybody. I cannot even name everybody. It's so much of us, but I just appreciate and love all of you, and I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you for that. So shout out to the boardroom. Coffee time will be Sunday after Bags' show at like 10, and coffee time's like 11 or whatever. That's my time. That's West Coast time. And then boardroom on Tuesday, and then Friday nights with Rain. Same place, same thing. Hopefully, even better than tonight, or just as good. So I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with just as good as this.
Yes, sir.
It was epic.
Well, Rain, it's been a pleasure. I'm about to head out.
Yeah, thank you.
Again. Thank you again for having us on, and shout out to everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Have a blessed weekend. Aloha.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Shout out to the islands. Shout out to the islands, man. We love it. Man, we went to school. We went to school on a lot of stuff. That was cool. So right on, everybody. Have to close it out. I think we're gonna close it out with Straight Out the Trailer. Straight Out the Trailer. Coming to you from straight out this trailer. All right? Like we're gonna do Straight Out the Trailer because that's how we do this. We're gonna freaking do it rocking. Yeah, much love to everyone. Right? Much love. Be safe out there, everyone. Hey, thank you, Marvin Davis. I'm kind of losing my voice now, but Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's so awesome, dude. Yeah, so you guys give me the energy and the drive to want to do this. So it was meant to be. I was meant to do this. Out the trailer. Yeah, we're going to go straight out the trailer. That's going to be a good one. We'll rock that shit. But hopefully we're protected tonight and we don't get anything come our way and they just show us love. You too. What's up? We got you. We love you. What's up? Yeah, later, glitches. And the glitches are real glitches. Let's play this.
I hope y'all feeling this. Cause we're coming to you live.
Straight out the trailer.
Straight out the trailer. Yeah. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Coming straight out the trailer.
Straight out the trailer.
Mm-hmm. You can bet on that.
Bet $1 million.
Yeah. You better not be hating.
Don't hate.
Straight out the trailer. Straight out the trailer. I'm coming to you. Straight out the trailer. I'm running from the jailer.
Yeah, the jailer.
Need to send me a motherfucking express mailer.
Express mailer.
Going to see the motherfucking bailiff.
You don't want to see the bailiff.
Cause I'm coming straight out the motherfucking
trailer.
Trailer.
Motherfucking trailer.
Yo, we're kicking it in a double wide deluxe. This baby's so sweet. You better bring your tux. Straight rare and roll-ups. You need to show me the big bucks. We're making this flow. Straight out the tray low. Coming to you straight from the motherfucking trailer. Straight out the trailer.
Straight out the trailer.
Yeah. Coming straight up out the trailer. When you leave here, you're gonna need a bailer. Cause the jailer, he's coming up in the trailer. He's gonna bring down the lawman and take your white boy out of here. Jump if you got a trailer.
Jump, jump.
Holla if you got a trailer.
Holla for the trailers.
Yeah, all you shot collars. Staying in the trailers. You're still all players.
Players in the trailers.
Just cause you grew up in a trailer
Don't be hating.
don't mean you can't be a player.
Player.
Straight out the trailer.
Straight out the trailer.
Coming to you.
The trailer.
Straight out the trailer.
From straight out the trailer.
Yeah. We got the baddest double wide on the block. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
sweet.
don't make me mad.
No, don't do that.
I'll load that baby up to my hitch.
Quicker than you
I'll
can
be
speak.
on down the road.
Don't even blink, it'll be
Yeah, you
gone.
heard me. Down the road.
Down the road. Down
Straight
the
out
road.
the trailer. Straight out the trailer. Yeah, we're coming from it. Straight out the trailer. Straight out the trailer. Straight out the trailer. We're coming to you from straight out the trailer.
Oh, yeah. From straight out this trailer. I smell someone cooking some chicken. I'm hungry. There's one thing about living in a trailer park. People are friendly, and they will feed you like you was animal. Coming straight out the trailer. Coming straight out the trailer. Coming straight out the trailer.